Hello, everybody. GM. Let's do this. I'm ready. Hey, Ninja Kitty. Look who we have here. We have Ninja Kitty Bonks. Ninja Kitty is a mod over at Benjamin Boyce's channel that's going to be joining us from now on. If I'm assuming it's a she, if she wants to or they want to. So let's welcome Ninja Kitty. All right, as usual, I go over the headlines first. I'll look at a few tweets, and then I will get to the topic, which is I voted. I've already voted. I spent the morning filling out my ballot. I'm going to show you how vote by mail works here in Washington State. Harris is doing a rally. I'm sure it's going to be all about Donald Trump and not much about Harris or her policies herself. North Korea is still over in Russia, trying to fight Ukraine. The ballot drop boxes, it looks like they caught the guy and that he's like a lone actor. He said it's not politically motivated. He was just trying to get arrested. So hopefully there's no more of that. And let's see what else. Israel and the Middle East are still fighting. Hezbollah has a new leader? Why even bother? Poor thing. That's the last promotion out on earth that I would want. Putin is overseeing nuclear training exercises. They fire a missile to simulate a massive response to a nuclear attack. Like they're the ones that are worried we're going to nuke them. Okay, anyway, that's the news, the madness of today. Oh, wow. Thank you. Yeah, she's I'm going to say her because I don't know what you are, and I just imagine a cute little kitty. So I gave them a wrench because apparently, hey, Plasma, you too. Good to see you. I guess the only way that they can chat on YouTube is if they have a wrench. YouTube doesn't let them chat normally in a chat room. So I wrenched them up so they could chat. And they're already posting links and everything. Wow. Wait till they find out about the demon trolls. Well, he may not forget. I don't imagine he forgets much, but what's he going to do about it, really? And plus, it looks like he's winning. What? I've never heard of that. What happened? Like, what did you do to YouTube that they have your account flag wherever you go and you can't chat? All right, let me see, I think I have a little bit of tweets. Well, here's a tweet about lifting weights, but it's kind of a metaphor for psychological trauma and resiliency as well. Because, when you lift weights, you're trying to tear the muscle so that it rebuilds. It says when you lift weights, you introduce trauma, and then recovery is just healing from the trauma you purposely inflict on your muscles. There's no growth and strength without trauma. The demonization of trauma as a new age form of original sin is wrong and actively bad. I would say adversity. It doesn't necessarily have to be trauma. I'm not saying go out there and get yourselves traumatized. But adversity and challenge keeps you from stagnating, and that's how you get to whatever next internal level you're trying to get to. We even see that in the positive disintegration chart that I pull up all the time. He says, well, like everything now, there's trauma, unprocessed trauma, and there is trauma in the discourse. Trauma is bad, and I'm carrying so much trauma from society and ancestors, I can't even. Here's a link to my GoFundMe. That kind of trauma he's talking about. Oh, look, watch this cool thing. This is a weather phenomenon. It's called sprites. I've never seen anything like it. Hopefully it's real and I'm not sharing a hoax. I'll look up sprites. Look at this. Let's blow it up. Isn't this cool? What is this? Wow. I want to know what that is. A sprite is sprite or red sprites are large-scale electric discharges that occur in the mesosphere, high above thunderstorm clouds. Apparently, it's a real thing. If you Google sprites, like weather sprites, you can find all kind of pictures. Look, I would love to see some of these. Wow, is this the upper atmosphere? That's so cool. Okay, let's see what else I got. This person points out. Oh, actually, let's see. There's a new version. This person points out as far as like Nazi racism, all that stuff. Obama did it in 2012 to Romney. He called Romney a fascist. Biden said Romney wanted to enslave black people. Put y'all back in chains, was the quote. And then I showed that clip from an old newspaper from Harry Truman's days where they were doing the same thing to Dewey, calling him a fascist. Um, I guess is that all I have? The diversity of Nazis was unbelievable. This is from Konstantin Kisin, who was at the Trump rally. He says the diversity of Nazis was unbelievable. Black Nazis, Latino Nazis, Asian Nazis, white Nazis, and Jewish Nazis stood in an orderly line, chatting politely and cracking jokes. It was terrifying. Oh, and Whoopi. Whoopi's losing more of her mind, too. I have a video clip from her. First, Wilford Riley says it's always worth recognizing that the opposite of DEI is not segregation. It's quite literally just race-blind merit hiring. You take the names off of the resumes and you pick the best people. That is what leftists are scared of. And they've run studies when you do that. I know they ran one on gender where it did not help more women get hired when you go strictly off of resume qualifications. Oh, we have, you know how the Democrats will take something of Trump? We saw that live in the chat room yesterday, where they'll cherry pick a quote or part of a quote and then make a claim that Trump didn't say. I got another example for you. Kamala Harris headquarters says that Trump goes on an unhinged rant and says he will seek retribution on Michelle Obama. That's their claim, whatever an unhinged rant is. And here's the actual clip. This is what Trump said, and then that was Kamala's campaign's version of it.
Border November 5th. You know who's nasty to me? Michelle Obama.
Why is it so low? Can y'all hear?
Ooh. I always tried to be so nice and respectful. Oh, she opened up a little bit of a box. She opened up a little
She
bit
opened
of
up a
something.
box.
She was nasty. Ooh. Shouldn't be that way. That was a big mistake that she made. With you.
Where did he say retribution on Michelle Obama? These people make shit up. They absolutely make shit up. There's nothing close to what they're saying he said in that clip. Their lies are at a middle school level. It's what prepubescent girls do to each other. Kamala suffers from arrested development. Yes, it sounds like it. Um, okay. Watch this. First, let me play this whoopee clip. She's talking about Trump. He's going to deport people and break up interracial marriages and like keep the white people and send the brown people away. I used to like Whoopi so much. She was such a great actor. The Color Purple was one of my favorite movies growing up. I even had the poster.
All of you. He's talking about you. It's us. He's not going to be, he's not going to, say, oh, you're with a white guy. I'm going to keep you from being deported. No, he's going to deport you and put the white guy with someone else. The man is out there.
He's going to
He's also
separate. See how she's crazy? He's going to separate. If there's an interracial couple, he's going to separate the white spouse and deport the brown and then put the white spouse with someone else. Like, what, force them to marry someone else? Where does she get this from? This is Whoopi, y'all. She used to be like a respected celebrity for my generation. And then watch this video from Kamala. This is hilarious. This shows the power of her charisma. In fact, the tweet says it takes a special kind of negative charisma to command a crowd to do this. Watch this. They're chanting Kamala.
Okay, now I want each of you to shout your own name. Do that. It's about all of us. It's about all of us. And listen,
Oh, they didn't listen.
I
They
have
didn't
fought
shout
my
anything.
whole career
Oh,
to
it was
put the
silence.
people first.
I couldn't get them to shout their name. How embarrassing. She has no leadership quality whatsoever. Yes, yes, yes. It is Trump deranged. I work in mental health. It looks very much like derangement to me. So, speaking of derangement, let's get to it. So, in Washington State, this is how voting works. Every household gets one of these. It's called a voter's pamphlet. Has a picture of a rich white guy on the front, and it has voting information. It has all the candidates. Let's find Trump. Look, it has Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, J.D. Vance. It tells you a little bit about him. It has all the ballot measures, the ballot initiatives, the other candidates, just full of this stuff. It has a little section I'm going to go over today on election security and how it works. It's 135 pages. General election, November 5th. So this is mailed to every household. And they customize it by your zip code. So it has the stuff that you're going to be voting for. And then separately from that, like a few days later, you'll get one of these. This is your actual ballot. And see, it has a barcode. It says election day, November 5th. So when you open it up, which I've already done because I voted, this is what you get inside. You get the ballot, which I've already filled out. This is our ballot. This is what I vote on. You can see where I marked in little black circles. I don't care if people know how I vote. I would tell them anyway. I want to show you one particular vote. I don't know if you can see it. This one right here. Donald J. Trump, J.D. Vance, Republican. I bubbled in the little circle there. Democrats, this is on you. I registered to vote. I was 21 years old. I registered to vote in 1992 for Bill Clinton. I was so proud. It was my first time voting. I had to drive in person to the courthouse to register. We'll figure it out. I'll see. I am a Satanist. That might tempt me. I had to drive to the courthouse and stand in line and register in person. And then you had to go vote in person as well. And I was so proud to do all that. I helped Clinton get in office. He screwed us over on Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and I still voted for him the second time. I voted for Al Gore. I voted for John Kerry. I voted for Obama twice. I voted for Hillary in 2016 by mail. I voted for Biden in 2020. This is the first time in my entire life I have cast a vote for a Republican presidential candidate. And it is because of the Democrats failing to be able to keep my loyalty. I have been treated worse as a male, somebody with a penis and white skin, by the current generation of Democrats than I ever have as a gay person by the Republican Party. And they were the ones that were trying to keep us from getting married and all kind of stuff. I have lost all confidence and faith in the Democratic Party, the DEI stuff, the wokeness, the attacks on free speech. Once they get power, they show their true selves. They're the fascists. They're the authoritarians. I've watched them break democratic norms over and over in an attempt to save democracy. I absolutely do not trust these people. I don't want them anywhere near power. And Donald Trump has made his position on DEI very clear. And that was the criterion I used when casting most of the votes, when I was researching the candidates. Whichever one looked like, if they had anything that looked like they were going to support DEI and the other candidate didn't, I voted for the other candidate. I ended up voting mostly Republican. I left a few Democrats in office that are currently in office that are doing a decent job, and I didn't want to like put new blood in there. One of them was even, he identifies as the MAGA Republican Party. I think it's let's see. It's for Congress. It's our congressional representative. The Democrat currently in office has been there for a while. He's a moderate Democrat. He's pretty good, and he's probably going to still win. But the MAGA Republican was stronger on DEI, parents' rights at school, keeping DEI out of school, so I'm going to give him a chance. Anyway, this is the ballot. And so at the top, you have this little, let me see, does my name appear on here at all? See, my name is nowhere on this ballot. So the people that open the ballot and get this, it's anonymous. They're not going to know who cast it. There's this little tab for some reason. It says remove stub and discard. Stub is not used for tracking. So you're supposed to tear this off, throw it away. I don't know why they put it on there. But every year I have to tear off the stub. Then you fold up your ballot like this. We'll put that aside. The other thing it comes with is this security envelope. No postage paid if mailed in the U.S. So you can drop this in a U.S. mailbox. You don't have to use a ballot box, but you can also use a ballot box if you want. Okay, on the back it has my name and address and all. So I'm going to cover that up. I'm trying to show this. So at the bottom here, there's a signature line. And this is on, this is a witness. So this yellow box right here is where you sign. So I'm going to sign, not the ballot, I'm going to sign the envelope that the ballot goes in. And it has this barcode. So I have a unique barcode and identifying number for this ballot that can be tracked. You also get little information about the election, how to contact the election department. You get some additional voting instructions. It has all the ballot drop box locations, accessibility instructions on if you need special accessibility. Yes, this is a real Washington State ballot. I've already voted. I'm gonna turn it in today, or actually next time I'm at the there's a mailbox a block or so from my house, so probably tomorrow I'll go walk it over there. He has this gay Satanist vote. Believe it or not, there's like, especially with the Satanic Temple, I think they have more LGBT than non-LGBT membership. at least last time I checked, which was probably 5 years ago. So there are many, many gay Satanists out there. They're mostly woke, and they're mostly probably going to vote for Kamala. So I don't know if he has the gay Satanist vote, but he definitely has this gay Satanist vote. Well, look, we have a mailbox. So my roommate was actually a postmaster for a while. He was one of the mail guys. He switched jobs a few years ago. But when I first moved in, he was the mailman. And you get, this is important, you get this secrecy sleeve. It's a security envelope that you put your ballot into. So because I voted already, I'm going to slip it in to this sleeve like this. So it covers up all the information, and then I'm going to put this ballot and the sleeve into the official envelope that I mail in. And it says at the top, remember to sign your envelope. That's what validates it, because they compare signatures, just like if you write a check. You sign the check, and then the bank, that's how they verify that it's you that wrote the check. All right, I want to look at the vote by mail process here. So let's take a look. So like I said, all eligible voters are sent a ballot at least 18 days before the election. That's when they start mailing about. So it comes to your house. You place your ballot in the security envelope and the sleeve, just like I did. And then the sleeve is put in the return envelope and signed. I haven't signed it yet, but I'm going to sign it on here. I can add an email or a phone number in case the county needs to contact me. And I usually put an email. So if there's any issue with the ballot, they have a way to contact me. The ballot has the prepaid postage right here. No postage necessary if mailed in the United States, and can be returned by U.S. mail or placed in an official ballot drop box. If it's mailed, it has to be postmarked by election date. Most of the times I vote, because I'm a procrastinator, I vote the night before, the day of, and I'm usually dropping it off that morning. The mailbox by my house, I think, has a 10 a.m. pickup time. So I'm usually getting it in on election day before 10 a.m. I'm actually voting early this year, mainly so I could show you on the stream. And if the drop boxes are open till 8 p.m. on election day, and so by a few days after the election, they usually have my vote, and you can track it online. You can see when they got your vote and track it. Okay. The drop boxes are regularly emptied by teams of trained election staff. The ballots are tracked from collection through processing. So the minute they collect it, look, they scan it. And then they take it to a processing facility, and they're sorted into batches. An image of the voter's signature is captured for verification. The signature is checked against the voter registration record. When I registered to vote when I first moved here, they have my signature on file. The voter is contacted before processing to cure the signature if it's missing or doesn't match. I've never had that happen, so my signature is matched every time. Once I've dropped off my ballot, my vote was done, it's been registered, I've never had any trouble. After the signature is verified, the ballot is marked as accepted in the Vote Washington system, and the voter is credited for participating, ensuring that if more than one ballot is returned, only one is counted. So they only process one ballot per voter, so if they get a duplicate, they catch it. Voters can check their ballot status online, allow 3 to 4 days for the system to post status update. And I've done this before. In fact, here, I don't know if they still have it this way, but when I first moved here, you could look up anybody's, if you knew their name, you could look them up in the voters database and see what elections they voted in. It even had their addresses. The return envelope is opened and the security sleeve is removed. Then the security sleeve is opened and the ballot is removed, resulting in the secrecy of the vote. The ballot is reviewed for potential scanning issues. This is important. The scanners are not connected to any form of network or internet. They are not online. All they do is scan the votes and tabulate the results, but they're not connected to the internet, nor do they need to be to do that. At 8 p.m. on election night, the ballots that have already been scanned are tabulated and reported, and then they continue to be processed, cured, and tabulated until certification. Because remember, they have to be postmarked by election day, but they can still come in after election. And that's it. The election's complete. I'm going to show a few more things about election security here. Trained professionals make sure that this is a paid position in Washington State. I'm sure they have to go through DEI training like every other employee of Washington State, thanks to our DEI laws here. We have a whole department of equity, inclusion, diversity. Before every election, they test the ballot counting equipment to make sure it's ready. After election day, they confirm the ballot equipment has been counted correctly by doing random batch audits. Before the election results are certified, they use statistical evidence to confirm the accuracy of election outcomes. Okay, they do real-time monitoring. Election centers are continuously monitored with security camera surveillance. There's tamper evidence seals and logs to ensure the security of the ballots. They have a chain of custody. Controlled access. The access to all the ballots is restricted and requires key card authorization so they know who's going in and out of there. Network security. The counting equipment is never connected to the internet. They use verified, clean, single-use USB drives to report election results on their website. And they have cybersecurity experts that closely monitor these threats. Now, look at this. Anyone is welcome to observe the election process. Election activities, including these accuracy tests and audits that they do, are open to the public. You can scan this code or stop by to see the process yourself. You can actually schedule a tour of the process and witness all of this for yourself. They have 35 drop boxes. Is this just in the county or across the state? That seems low. So anyway, this is how secure our elections are here. Vote by mail. I've never had an issue with them. I'm quite confident in them. Okay, so I'm going to sign my ballot right now. And then it's going to be ready to drop in the mail. Gotta lick it. There you go. It's sealed in there. I'm putting my signature, which I'm not going to show you. What's today? 10. Ooh, Halloween in 2 days. We need to talk about our Halloween party too. And I'll put my email. Okay. I have just officially voted in the 2024 election. I just have to drop this in a mailbox and it's done. And that is voting by mail in Washington State. Thank you for watching. I'm going to drop the link and we'll get the panel started. Okay, there you go. Come on up. All right. All right, let me look at comments. Hey, Ricardo. Good to see you. It's my ballot. I'm going to do what I want with it. Is this what to do or what not to do online? I'm just showing how voting by mail works in Washington State. People certainly don't have to come and do it online. That's just something I chose to do. We don't have in-person voting here. In fact, one of the candidates for office, he was one of the Republicans. That was one of the platforms he was running on. Was he wanted to extend the voting options and have both in-person voting and mail-in voting, but the cost didn't seem to me to make it very practical. We have such a good mail-in system. I didn't see the need for voting for a candidate that would support an in-person system. It just seemed like a waste of resources. She couldn't vote. Oh, I saw that. Yes. Oh, I wish I could find it. It was this old lady, and she had a Trump shirt on, and she went to the polling station to vote, and they said she can't have a political T-shirt. So she took the shirt off, and she just went in with her bra and voted. Let me see if I can find a picture or a video. That's probably what I would have done too. Well, I tried to Google it, and I got a bunch of porn, so. But I did. Okay, here she is. I found her on Twitter. Look at this patriot, y'all. Oh wait. See, she got her earrings. She has her hair all did, everything. Let's see. Yeah, I think some I know that some when I used to vote in person, like Vegas had in-person voting, Louisiana has in-person voting, and sometimes they'll have signs saying like within a certain amount of the polling station you can't do any kind of political advocacy, and they consider stuff with political parties on it, political candidates on it, advocacy. It's hard for the rest of the world too on the outside looking in. I think it's even harder for them than it is for us. 18 hours a day with no respect for time zones. Every mail-in, extremely, let's see, I want to see 100% paper ballots. Like an 18-hour day voting window. I don't ever want to go back to. I mean, I will if I move. I will vote in person, of course. But I think mail-in voting is so much more convenient, and to me, it's a superior system. No, no, I'm talking about this one candidate. I think he was running for state auditor. Um, that was just his platform. He wasn't against mail-in voting. They're not getting rid of mail-in voting here. It's too entrenched, and people like it too much. He was just going to add an in-person option for people that didn't want to vote by mail, but it wasn't to replace mail-in voting. They hand out food at polling stations. I've never had that. I'm an enlightened centrist. I'm a radically enlightened centrist. In fact, I did vote. I voted mostly Republican because those were the candidates that seemed most opposed to DEI. DEI is. I did an entire stream on this. You can look up "Does Washington State think you're racist?" Or I have a playlist about DEI in government. Washington State has an entire department of DEI. And the laws here of DEI are so strong and so entrenched. Like every state employee has to take 4 units of DEI training where they talk about white supremacy and racism. In fact, I shared that story a few weeks ago about they were training the firefighters and the medics here in Seattle, and they had to cancel the DEI training because all the 911 responders were getting so offended that they were being told they were racist after being the people that answer 911 calls and show up on the first line in crises. And I don't blame them. So they're having real issues with DEI here in particular, like probably more than other states. And so any little chance I have to strike a blow against it, I took. And it ended up being mostly the Republican candidates. I don't think many of them are going to win. Washington State, let's look at the breakdown. I think we have like 2 Republicans or something in the legislature. Oh no, we have a little bit more than that. But it's skewed Democrat. And the Democrats, it's kind of like a one-party rule state. And so the Republicans normally don't win, especially in my part of the state. In eastern Washington, they might, but in western Washington, it's very rare a Republican's going to win. Um, so I just voted my conscience and my values. But I did vote for a few Democrats that seemed to me like they were the better candidate. Yeah, exactly. I spent hours this morning. I was up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I had the yen to start voting. And I pull up the voters' guides. I research. What really helps me the most is this is what I do. I look at the progressive voters' guide. They have the stranger here, which if you can stomach it, it's really the most cringe voter guide I've seen. The way they paint, it's very partisan bias. So they'll say this is who we endorse, and they'll give all these glowing reasons why, and then they'll say what the who the opponent is, and they'll trash them and make you feel stupid and dumb for even considering reporting this awful, evil MAGA Republican. In fact, sometimes in the endorsements they'll say they're Republican. That's enough, like to not vote for them. And so I use guides like that, and then I do the usually like look at the opposite. So if this is who they're endorsing, then I probably want to vote for this other person. And I read everything bad they have to say about that person, and then I go research the candidate and get the real picture. Because it's just like those Trump quotes. It's a lot of distortion and rhetorical manipulation. And so I get the worst case from the candidate from the progressives, and then I go look at the real information and I see what's actually happening. And then it's not nearly as bad as these fear-addled progressives think it is. And that helps me find the candidate to vote for. And then in Washington State, we have the initiative system too, where if you get enough signatures, you can get initiatives and referenda items on the ballot. So you people, they're not laws, but like we have one about there were 4 of them on the ballot this year, and then some local initiatives. But one of them was they want to phase out natural gas, so they passed a law kind of incentivizing utility companies to offer ways for people to switch to electric, and when you're constructing new building to phase out gas stoves and stuff. And so I voted against that. That was on the ballot because some people got enough signatures to get it on the ballot. So if enough people vote for it, then it's gonna repeal this thing that was passed to incentivize electrification, and it's gonna go back to allowing natural or making it. There's not a natural gas ban, but it's gonna make it easier for people to continue using natural gas. And I was just thinking about cooks. Like I thought gas stoves were superior to electric ones. Does that mean that they're gonna phase out gas stoves in Washington State? So things like that. You can get anything on the ballot. Seattle got the plastic bag ban on the ballot one year. That's how we got our weed legalized, the minimum wage, all that kind of stuff. It's very grassroots. If you have enough grassroots support, you could get anything on the ballot, and then everyone in the state votes whether they want that to be enacted or not. Right. And I look at endorsements, there's all kind of little factors I look at, but this election made it easier because I was homed in on the DEI stuff mostly. And some of it showed up in the form of parents' rights, school curriculum, that type of stuff. There was one that wanted to, I think I voted for them. They were Republican, and they wanted to enact something that banned gender ideology from kindergarten through 3rd grade, which I thought was very reasonable. I don't think that stuff. I remember being that age, and none of that stuff would have made sense to me or helped me in any kind of way. So I don't think it's unreasonable to expect to keep it out of the schools in the lower grades. Hey, Zat, by the way. See if they let you vote. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Election security is very important to me, and I did a whole stream on it a while back, and we looked at at the federal level, we looked at all the checks and balances on election security, and I was pretty confident in our election. It made me even more confident in them. Joe Cool, I did not. I have it. I sealed my ballot, so it's already licked. But I showed my vote. It was for Donald J. Trump / J.D. Vance. And that was for the federal. Here in Washington State, you actually vote for the governor and the lieutenant governor separately. So you can have a Democratic governor and a Republican lieutenant governor. They don't run as a ticket. Hey, Moose. Well, it's if they're interested, the information's out there. Because I can't like cover every topic I've covered in the past over again. So it's just letting them know that if they wanted more information, they can do a search. I can't wait for the day when the AI can index this channel and people could just search for whatever topic or person or phrase or whatever they're looking for, and it'll pull up the exact stream and the timestamp that it was on. And now they call it here in what they call it EDI now, equity, diversity, and inclusion. I figured maybe they got enough diversity and now they want to hit there. It's a bunch of people with too much time on their hands and nothing to do. I don't like to babysit people. Like part of it's based on me. When I'm consuming information, I know what I'm looking for and how to find it. And so I assume if somebody wants to find something on my stream, they're going to put the work into finding the topic and watching the part of the video that's relevant to them. I don't like to micromanage that for other people. I want them to have the freedom to, because I have to anticipate what everybody's might be looking for and then figure out a way to package it. And that's way beyond my ambitions right now. But if there's an AI service that can do that, I could look into something like that. And the live stream experience pretty much is just the day of. It's more like real time and interactive. It's not really content for it's not educational content for for people to watch and learn from. Although when I first started the channel before the panels took off, I did more of those type of topics. And in last year for Mental Health Month during May, I did a topic a day every day. And so those are specific topics. So if somebody wants to learn about trauma or peer support or conflict resolution, I have very specific topics where it's me talking about that one topic for an hour or so. Sometimes I have a guest on and we're talking about that specific topic. But then as I grew and shifted to the panel format, it's kind of a different experience, and I think viewers tune in more for just to be part of the experience the day of, and that's more of what I'm trying to do here anyway. I'd have to like do a different type of show if I was trying to provide that type of content. Oh, what was her name? Ruby. How do you see inequality in hiring? That's something that happens in people's brain when they're sitting there with resumes in front of them making a decision. And most business people are going to want to hire the best person for their job. It's not in their best interest to harm their business by hiring people that are less qualified than other people. So I think you're still like living in the past because you old and stuff. And so you're still working at the paradigm when like maybe in the 50s and 60s people did that. But I think in 2024, most people don't really care about the race of somebody that applies. Maybe little pockets in Idaho here and there. But for the most part, I think you can relax and like join the modern world with that. I know. It wasn't. I put it on. It's pinned to my Twitter page. So if anybody needs the Joe Rogan interview, just go to my Twitter site. It's the very first tweet. But that is definitely happening. I've seen tweet after tweet after tweet of people trying to search for that Joe Rogan interview and not being able to find it, or only being able to find clips. And you need the actual link, which was unlisted. In fact, I will post it. Here you go. Joe Rogan Experience, 2,219. Wow. I only have like 600 something videos. I can't wait to get to that level. Here is the Trump Rogan interview for anybody that needs it. And by the way, this is still open panel if anybody wants to come up. I wonder about that. I mean, they were doing some major trolling. I think they were being themselves and having fun and doing some trolling. They weren't playing to a particular crowd, but I mean, they were playing to their crowd. They weren't trying to play to any crowd outside of that. They might have taken it to an further to an edge than I would have, but I don't know. Kamala's such a turnoff. I don't know. I think it does carry a risk. I think it was maybe a little poor risk management. But at the same time, in terms of self expression, I wouldn't want them to not have done that. Or plus it exposed how crazy the left was because everybody saw a Nazi rally. Moose, what's up?
Yo, what's good? What's good, dude?
Joe, you voting
Um,
for Trump?
nah, Joe's voting for Kamala.
He says if
He
Trump
wa-
loses, he's going to be in the streets with us.
nah, he's all about
Because
the
Joe
real
just likes
truth.
to be in the streets, period. That's any excuse to be in the streets for Joe.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah,
So,
Fatty actually runs a business in Washington State, and he has to deal with the DER. And he was going to come up and talk about it one day. I'm still waiting for him to do that. I would love. Well, you know what? Let's hear for the man himself. Talk.
oh yeah. What up, Joe?
Good to see you
You
guys.
gonna riot with us?
I'm going to be screaming stolen election, right? I'm going to be out there, and I hate Trump. I hate politicians. I'll be out there. It was stolen. Election was stolen.
Hey, Zach.
What's up?
Look, Moose. Look, you have a different look every time I see you. You're like a man of a thousand faces.
A chick sleep, but she
Cause I'm a
loves your
character,
ass too,
bro.
man.
My whole life is being a
She's
character.
all. What's
So,
up,
so
Jack?
check
This
this
is
out.
Moose.
I'm
You with
cruising
Moose.
down Facebook, right? I'm cruising down Facebook, and I see this post, right? And it's this lady. She's saying, "Man, I'm trying to convince this young guy he needs to vote for Kamala and yada yada yada, and he doesn't want to vote and blah 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 blah." So you know what I posted? I said, "Check this out." I said, first thing is you're trying to convince somebody to do something."
You been hanging around Paul with that one, right?
I said, check this out. Check this out. First off, you need to acknowledge where your side falls short, and you need to come with the real truth about the situation, not this whole like role playing thing where no, because like underneath that post, like there was somebody talking about the Handmaid's Tale and shit, and like taking it to the extreme, like saying how women are gonna like eventually if Trump gets elected, like women could go to the ATM and all of a sudden their fucking shit don't work or something. And I'm like, you guys are seriously like role playing this shit. I said, if you guys start being real and you actually say where your team falls short and what's reality, not just fucking pretend, then somebody might be inspired to vote. They might be
hey, hey,
inspired because,
hey, Moose. If I can interrupt,
yeah, man,
do
interrupt, man.
do you agree that that's good advice? Look to your shortcomings first.
Okay,
Good.
just
Go ahead.
remember you interrupted Joe. Next time you start crying
He didn't
about
have a
it.
problem with it. You know,
I know. I'm
relax.
just
Yeah,
pointing out that
I know
with
when to interrupt and not. Relax, brother.
well, you just have a superior social sense than
He
all of
got
us
me. He knew
autistics.
I was swimming around in my head right there.
I
He
was.
had me. He was helping me out. He got it.
Yeah, yeah. He didn't.
I just
All right.
want this on record so people can timestamp this and go back. So there you go. Go ahead.
All right. Moose, that's great advice. Consider your shortcomings first. Would you give the same advice to a Republican?
Why not?
Okay. Yeah. All right. You muted music, Moose, if you're talking.
I mean, I think it's just good politics ultimately to tell the truth and be honest and transparent. But I
Okay.
also know politics is a game of persuasion too. And so you just try to convince people to vote for you.
But
Oh yeah,
that's the thing, though. You
people
lose
avoid
people
being
like
taught.
me. When you start hiding shit, when you start like this is where I stopped hanging out with certain people on this panel thing is when I started realizing that motherfuckers were telling only half truths When you start telling me half truths, I start figuring out that
Yes,
you're trying to manipulate me. You're trying to control me. You're trying to
I
tell
dig it.
me what to do with your manipulative, vernacular or whatever. And then if I go do whatever you want me to do, then we're buddy buddy, right? But then if I don't
I
do what you
love
want
it,
me to do,
Buzz. I
then you're
love
gonna
it.
throw me out. You're gonna try to embarrass me, or you're gonna try to make me seem like I'm somebody that I'm not, and try to misrepresent my whole fucking thing.
It's YouTube for sure. Yeah, that's real life too, perhaps, but certainly YouTube. You got to side with the person, and they're always trying to sway you to their opinion. Jeff, you're not necessarily guilty of that. You let motherfuckers be themselves.
Yeah, I'm not tribal. And I don't care who other people hang out with. I have really good friends that hang out with people that hate me, and it doesn't bother me at all.
Right.
The
Hey,
thing with
Zach, what you
Kamala,
doing?
she doesn't even try to answer a question. She just
No,
tries to confuse you with magic words,
it
and
was
it's
And
like,
crazy.
you
her
know,
giggle.
well,
No, I have
I,
no idea what she. I don't think I've seen a direct answer to a question from her yet. I have no
No,
idea what she thinks about anything.
never.
even softball questions. Her instinct is to dodge first. This is
And then
her
why? So you
instinct.
voting for her?
Oh no, God
so you
no,
voting for?
God
Oh,
no,
I thought you said you were. I thought you were.
no.
Well, he says, "Hey, man, she may not be black, but she identifies as black, so I'm voting for her."
Yeah, 2024. That's enough
I
for her.
identify as black too.
Right.
She
Are you
she's
trying to
black.
get a job? Are you worried you might not get hired?
Mm. I wasn't trying to get a gig, but I'm glad you brought that up. That's what I hopped up here for. Um, uh, just two quick questions. Would you agree that throughout the history of the country, Black people have been treated unequally? Let's say
Along
up
with a whole
until,
bunch of other people. Yeah, maybe.
so that's yes. Okay. Uh, and do you think that now, just as far as hiring, it would be equal?
Yeah. Like that's
I
what I
think
was gonna
so.
say. Like history is not today. I look at today.
All right. I
You
think
might
it's
even be more likely to be hired if you're a black person.
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
I have a harder time getting a job as a white male here in Washington State. I think than any black person would.
Uh, you guys may be true anecdotally speaking, where those situations occur, but stats would say that Black people have a harder time being harder, even just a Black name. Did you just interrupt me, Jeff? You go ahead.
Go ahead. I didn't
All
interrupt you.
Hey,
right. I thought you
you
was
two better
about to.
calm this down, bro. I love you both, man.
This won't be but a couple
I
minutes.
don't.
I'll
Why did
be
he think I
kicked.
was
I'm okay
interrupting
with
him?
it.
I was pulling
He's
up
just
to try to
playing.
find the
Jeff is playing
statistics.
with you.
Okay. Yes. Even with a Black name, you should look this one up. They did a study that showed, probably many, but that shows that if you got a Black name, Ahmad or whatever, you got less of a chance of being
That's
hired.
the black name.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a
it's
My
Black
real,
name, Ahmad.
my
Yeah.
real
I
first
would
my
think it
real
was
first
Middle
name is
Eastern.
Malik.
Or
well,
Malik, Leroy,
Yeah,
whatever
that's
it
my
is,
even
first
you
if it
have
name.
is
less chance of
Middle
being hired.
Eastern, though, think about it. We had 9/11. After 9/11, Americans were pretty much against Middle Easterners. So,
I agree.
I mean, that all makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Like,
I I understand it.
it
But I
doesn't make
think
it make it right, but it
I
makes
understand.
sense to me.
I think it's illogical though, and it's very pompous. And I hate to discern between white and black, but I'm going to do it now. Chat, please forgive me. I don't care about these guys on panel, but
Oh,
white
you cut
people.
out, Joe.
Oh, here, give me a second. I'll switch to data.
Oh, you good now. This is what I found, by the way. It looks like exactly what I said. It's not an issue in 2024. Look, this 2021.
If that was
Pretty
an
much all the
equalizer,
races are equally hard. It's the Native Americans more than anybody by like a point percent of a point that might have a slight disadvantage.
if that was a graphic equalizer, it would be considered set at flat level right now.
Oh, you don't. I would love. Yeah, it's close enough to
Look,
me.
here's the data. So yeah, what's the pro? You said statistics do what?
Yeah, I don't know what those statistics are. I didn't see them.
The
Remember, I
late
was
Bureau of Labor and Statistics, the government.
says what? I didn't. What did it say?
This is the labor force by race. This is the composition of today's workforce by race. And it looks like all the races are more or less equally
What
represented.
is it by
Okay, well,
percentage
let me
or?
take this real quick.
Yeah,
Let me
look,
take
here's the
this.
percent. Yes, it's by
Yeah.
percent. And here's the percentages.
All right, but let me
Uh,
take this one real quick. This one's mine.
yeah,
So the one thing about like race and gender and stuff, and
yeah.
using this job statistics is like if you look at different places of America, like that's going to change because the culture is different. In different areas, black people are treated, good. In other areas, they're not treated good. Just like it would be said about almost any race and culture and shit. So like you can't take the whole overall United States and then like I don't think it works like that. Go ahead, take
He,
it.
I was going to say you should take the overall United States because historically it's always been like that. You
Well,
go
you
someplace.
go
Well,
ahead.
I think I
You
think
know
I
I'm
you on a
think that
panel
when
where
they
interrupts is the norm, right?
okay
no no
You
with
no
it.
walked
no.
into
I'm
this
okay
den.
with it. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go
So
ahead.
check this out though. No, like in California, like it's way more progressive out there. So if you take
Yes.
and there's a lot of people out there. So taking the statistics with California is going to skew the statistics overall because they treat people like differently there than they do the rest of the
Well, you
country.
you can take the labor statistics by state too. That was the federal. That was at the federal level, but you could go one layer deep and look at state information
Yeah,
too.
that's all I'm saying is let's dive a little deeper, like,
You
and
could even do
actually,
by county. But
Uh,
my prediction is if you do that, if you go to every state and then every county and do that, you're gonna more or less find similar ratios of race. I don't think you're gonna find it as skewed as Joe is saying it is.
I would imagine it would take me 2 seconds. I'm walking around looking for another device. I don't know what. I ain't been here long enough. I know I got a backup phone in the car, but I ain't. It might be
Are
battery
you
might be
still in
dead.
Louisiana or you at your house?
I'm in Colorado now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, after Louisiana, I went to Florida. It was great, bro.
Did you did you get to the beach?
I got a hotel on the beach, on an island, and we would go across the bridge to another beach all the time. Yeah, it was
Which
great.
island?
My girl would know the name of it. It's a
Was
really
Shippa?
long, gorgeous bridge. It's lit up blue, and it take like 3 minutes. I timed it just to cross it to concrete to get to the island. It's really
Oh
cool.
man.
Devil's
And then when
Island.
you get across it, you come down to downtown Pensacola, Florida. When you come across the island, it's about I don't know 5 minutes, 10 minutes from downtown.
Was it Devil's Island?
No, it's not Devils. Once you get back in here, I'll tell you. I would disagree with the statistics 100% because that's all I do is look up statistics as well, and I'd have to read that particular report. Uh,
It was Epstein's Island.
Oh, stop. Well, while you look for your device, I'm gonna go get a refill. I'll be right back.
all right, cool. You guys wrap. I'll look for a study or something.
Did he just say he's going to get a roofie?
Refill.
somebody said they're going to get a device, so I didn't know this was like a sex party, but um, I seriously think that like if you did take my idea and you zoned in onto like certain places that are historically more racist, I think that you would see the numbers are more skewed there. And then if you take the numbers from like places that are more progressive, you'll see the numbers are probably more even.
What's the name of that
Let me
island
find him in Idaho.
that we
Where
were
does
on
Fatty
before?
live? What's it? Boundary County? They might not even have any black people to hire up there.
Gulf Breeze is the name of the island we were on.
Oh yeah,
And then
my
even
family
then, dude,
goes there.
like check
That's the
this out,
famous
though.
UFO spot.
There's all these people who come from
He
out of the
says the
country
famous
and
UFO
work.
spot.
Hey, motherfucker,
I'm
fuck
sorry. I'm
you.
sorry.
That's how you
I
gotta
wanted to move
do
my
it.
microphone so I could talk over you the whole stream if I had to. So here, there's a bunch of workers from out of the country, right? So there's people from Kazakhstan, Russia. There's a ton of people from Puerto Rico that do all the landscaping and outside work and stuff. And you know what I mean? Like, where are they on the statistics too? Are they on these labor statistics? Do they count these from out of the country? Because this is like 30, 40,000 people here.
Well, I'm assuming they're doing it from Social Security records and things like that. So they must know that the person is employed, legally in the country when they make these statistics. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I know that like you have to, as a business owner, you have to fill out all this like paperwork, and then you have to have housing for them, and then you have to have a position for them with so many hours available. to them. But I'm telling you, like, there's tons of people coming from out of the country and stuff, and like I
Oh
don't know.
yeah,
I don't
man,
I don't see
millions.
this big ass racism divide. I see people that want to work working. Like the people that want to work, they can find a job almost anywhere here because everybody's hiring. It's so weird.
Well,
I've seen
not here.
I've seen some black people very outspoken against the immigrants because they were from Chicago and they were concerned that they were getting their shit taken away from them by these immigrants. You know, like the immigrants get all these benefits and these breaks on mortgages and $5,000, etc. And yet the people that have been here, been paying taxes, you know, been there and done that, and they're getting nothing, you know. And I could see why everyone's upset.
All right, this makes sense. I'm sorry I wasn't listening and reading it. You had too
What?
brilliant to say I'm sorry. Yeah,
That's the thing, guys.
every result I
Guys, the
looked
thing
at.
is, you got to understand when Joe Cool comes around, he's got two modes, all right, three modes. He's either smoking, toking,
Let's do that.
or going for broken. Like he's either talking or smoking, bro. Like that's
You
Joe
know,
right there.
I,
Folking and joking.
listen. I ain't gonna bullshit you. I like exciting conversation. And Jeff always, it ramps up and he kicks me at some point. And I'm an
Just
addict to
over the
dumb
etiquette
shit
shit.
like
Just
that.
don't be a Karen.
I'm an addict. I love this shit. I want to keep coming back about it. Like I look forward to this shit.
He's like the nemesis, bro. You're like Jeff's nemesis.
No, I don't have
You
a
like
problem with Joe. He just
no.
comes and tries to micromanage my panel. That's all. I
It's
kick
not
anybody
about.
off that does that.
I know, but it's not about being having a problem with him. Like, did you think that fucking like Batman and fucking the Joker couldn't fucking laugh together? I mean, I bet you those two fucking, you know,
Well,
I
the
don't
Joker
know.
certainly could laugh.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah. That's why I don't know, because I'm more of the Joker than Batman. You know what I'm saying? I'm laughing at everything. They say, "Oh, the world's gonna end." I laugh. Whatever.
every
You know
result
what
I
bothers
got.
me? You know that
Every
movie Joker with Joaquin Phoenix?
I
I
haven't
yeah,
seen
yeah.
it.
recommended that. Well, I recommend. Oh, you got to see that movie. But I recommended that to a guy I work with, this 66-year-old dude, and he
Did
comes
you
in the
say it
next
was gay
morning
as fuck or what?
he comes in the next morning and he starts saying, "You're Joker. You're Joker." Me talking to me, you know, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, thanks,
Oh,
you
like you
mother."
reminded
In
him
what
of the
way?
character.
Yeah, in what
Yeah,
way?
which I didn't particularly care for that, but
What way did he think you were like the Joker? He
Is
wasn't
it?
talking about your laugh. Was he talking about, especially that movie? I couldn't watch it because I wanted to see Joker, fucking people over, and this guy was all weird and
Yeah, he's fucking
docile and
weird, dude.
broken.
Straight. He's
So is he
like,
saying you were weird, broken, and or what way were you the
I
Joker?
don't know. I don't know. That's the thing.
Why would he say?
yeah.
Why would he say that, Zach? Why would he
Right,
mistake you at all for the Joker and think you're
I
the
right.
don't know,
Joker?
right? Look at that picture. I have no idea why.
I date enough
I,
psychopaths. I don't. Movies with creepy people like that are hard for me to watch. They're too real.
it's not like the Joker's personality is not originally like that. Like he's sick in the head, but like I don't know, he wasn't a
I could
pussy.
just come on
Like
YouTube for that.
Well, this
I don't
guy wasn't a pussy either. He killed six
Is that
people in the first movie.
I don't know, man. I saw like maybe 30 minutes of that movie and I shut it off because I was like, dude, this sucks.
so? Am I the
The
Joker now?
second movie is the one that sucked. The second movie is terrible. Sorry, did I interrupt?
No, I was cracking a joke. I got the mask like yours. I say I might Joker now because we got the same mask on.
All I'm saying is you
You're
guys are
the
both the
Joker.
Joker. You guys go, because there was like 10 Jokers in that first movie with what's that dude who killed himself? Heath
Joaquin
Ledger.
Joaquin.
Phoenix.
Heath
Oh,
Ledger.
No,
oh yeah, Heath
Heath
Ledger.
Ledger. Yeah,
Uh,
that dude was a fucking, that was a nutcase. He fucking, that whole intro to that movie was legendary.
He was masterful as an actor in that.
Yeah, that fucking movie, like honestly, that's what the Joker's supposed to be like. He's a
Yeah.
master at like manipulation. He's a master at like fucking controlling the situation, and he's
Yeah.
funny as fuck.
And you never know if he's telling the truth or not because he had like 3 different stories for how he got the scars. You know,
I
like
forgot
which one?
about that.
None of them are
Exactly.
true, probably.
Shit, it
Oh.
reminds me kind of myself a little bit. walking around these panels all the time. People don't know me. People don't know
Oh,
me, Joe.
you
You know
do,
what I'm saying?
Moose. You do have many sides to you. You
I
never know
do,
which.
brother,
He
and
That
does.
so
makes
do
you a rich
you.
and complex person. You have Shakespearean dimensions to you.
Man,
Shakespearean dementia.
I appreciate that beautiful compliment with that like submissive diss in there, but that's all right.
Submissive did no. It was. It was a. People accuse me all the time of undermining my compliments. It was sincere.
I'm just fucking around. I'm having a good time today. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, me too. I got the voting off my chest.
I gotta know, is
It's
that
okay.
is that
Voting is a
is that
chore here. I put about half a day of research into it.
Half
is
a
that
How
day of
Joe
long?
Cool's
research.
hat on the wall?
The what?
What?
Is that Joe's hat on the wall? The cowboy hat?
Oh,
Oh,
that's
Nah,
her
that's
cowboy hat.
actually
oh, there's a person. Is that your lady?
Joe
That's my
actually
girl.
hung that cowboy hat from his first victim.
Hello, Mrs. Cool.
She
Miss
said
Cool.
hello. He said hello,
Ms.
Miss
Cool.
Cool. Ah,
You
Miss
know how
Cool.
some people like to hang up like deer on the wall and bear on the wall? Well, Joe Cool, when he took out his first cowboy, he took his hat.
That's
It's
right.
a trophy.
There's a bunch of cowboy. All you see out here. I'm near Pueblo, Colorado. That's the closest big city. All it is country and boots, and it's so everybody got like cows and horses and shit. It's
That's where I want to
farms.
go. I
So,
Yeah.
want to
Joe,
live there.
what are you doing? Are you doing a panel tour? Because that's what I was thinking about doing, is taking the show on the road and just going
Uh,
across the country.
wifey's cowboy boots.
Wow.
Um, I wasn't paddling a whole lot, but I have been traveling a whole lot. Yeah.
I mean,
I
what's the
went
point of
to
paneling when you're out there cop watching? You're making money. When you're paneling, you're
no,
just
no,
having a
no.
good
Listen,
time, you know?
I didn't do any cop watching. I just visited motherfuckers like you from niggas in chat that met and different panel people,
Man, I thought
and
you'd call me
That's
an
what I want
Uncle
to do.
Tom before you call me a nigga.
Are you coming up to
I
Washington
didn't even
State?
hear that. I gotta get over there, man. I
You
haven't
could you
been.
can you could go you could hit Fatty and Talcott, and then you could swing over this way and hit me and whoever's
Joe
up
was
here.
supposed to stay at my hotel before I sold it, but
Yeah,
some
right. I tried. We tried,
Wait
but
a
you
minute.
sold
Isn't
it.
Elkin in Washington with you or near you or something? Jeff
Huh?
Talca, is he in Washington
Yeah, he's
State?
on the other side. We're at opposite ends of the state, and he's over by Fatty. He and Fatty are near each other.
Because
There's a
That's
lot of
still
people
reason
in
enough.
in where Talcott is. There's less people where I am for some reason.
hey,
Well, I was gonna
I
say
wanna
he
be
could also
100%
slip by
clear.
Oregon and
I
see
said I
Silver
wouldn't
Diamond.
talk about Jack
I want to do
Talcott
that too.
outside of his network, so this I want you guys to have that on record. I'm not the one part of this conversation.
Oh, okay.
In Florida, which was the culmination of my shit, was auditors and cop watchers who do what I do from across the country. We all met in Florida. We've been planning this shit for a very
Oh,
long time.
did you stream it?
I did not stream. There were other people that were streaming it. It was fucking great. I spent most of my time sucking people of their knowledge and the shit that I do here, trying to get everyone's opinion on shit. That's where I spend most of my time doing.
Well, you're going to be
Also,
happy to know
eh,
there was a initiative on the ballot to raise the tax here in my city to support hiring extra cops and deputies and criminal, and I voted
did
for
you
it. So
vote
there's a
for it?
lot more
You
cops. If
fucking
it passes,
prick.
there'll be a lot more cops to watch here because of me.
You suck.
Hey, you know what? You guys are fucking like
The
rivals, bro.
opposites. Is right.
Because Jeff, like I'm totally anti-government, bro. I'm in the middle on this one here. But you basically are enabling Joe to continue his career as a
Yeah,
cop watcher by
Thank you,
voting for
Zeb.
more cops.
Thank you.
we're
Like,
on the
Thank
opposite sides of the blue line. We could help
and,
each other.
and Joe's supposed to be sitting here like, nah, fuck you. The police are corrupt and blah blah blah. But at the
He
same
knows the
time,
spill.
how
He
could he
knows the
get mad?
spill.
How could he even get mad? He's like, fuck yeah, I got more work, baby.
the the most criticism of the police people get up here is they don't respond. Like it's not that they're corrupt. They don't ever show up. They don't do their
Uh,
job.
They're too
Well,
busy not
Jeff,
doing their job.
Yeah,
Jeff, Silver Diamond now.
I do. Let me drop her channel. I just
She
discovered
had a
her. She's in
crazy
Oregon.
neighbor. She had
Oh,
a
that's
crazy
right.
neighbor, and the cops showed up for that a couple times because she
It
got
made it on
video.
the A&E. Did you hear that?
Yeah, she got on
What?
A. Yeah,
For a
What?
crazy neighbor episode of
yeah,
A&E.
yeah,
Silver's on there. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Leggy should apply.
I don't
He
even know if
has.
it aired yet. It's very recent. I don't even know when
No, no,
she
no. It
just
aired.
filmed it.
It
It did
aired.
air? All
Yeah,
right, I'm
yeah.
gonna go look for it.
She
My
had to
bad.
wait. She had to wait a year before it aired
Yeah, I
because it
just talked
took
about
so
a
long.
month ago or 2 months ago, and she was like, she can't tell me certain shit until it airs.
Right, right. It finally did air. So
Oh, interesting.
she posted the entire interview behind the scenes, like
All right,
because they only used about like 30 seconds of the
her.
actual hour interview that they put her through, you know. So but you
I
can see
bet.
the whole thing on her channel.
It was dope that they let her do that. Yeah. Oh, that's what she was saying. She couldn't show any video until after they did. That's what she.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that's groovy.
By the way, Jeff, I
That's,
had a tough time getting my avatar to stop saying actual Nazi on it this morning.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what happens when you attend one of our rallies. You
Yeah.
get marked.
Hey,
With
Joe, did you know that now that you're here, I guess you're part of the Nazi
I
Yeah,
cult?
what
don't
kind of
know. I was
Nazi are
about to
you?
ask though. I was just about to ask. What happened?
Here. And Moose, what Nazi are you?
I'm not a
Black
Nazi
Nazi.
at all,
Clearly,
bro.
I'm the black
I don't
Nazi. Right?
identify as
Oh,
white.
you shouldn't put that up there, Jeff. You'll catch heat. You open some dumb shit. I suggest you put black
Like,
Nazi up
hey, if anything, I'm that nigga Clayton Bigsby. Like, I'm that fucking black
there.
dude going to the Klan fucking thing, and I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? Yo, I'm here for the meeting.
I don't know. Well, yeah, you're right. You can be Clayton. Do you guys agree with this, man? I think that um, the left or right is voting for who's going to hold you captive. I don't think either one of them are going to give you my gun rights back or,
no,
do heavy shit like that. I think they'll just
yeah.
play with me and spend my money to do it.
I I I thought that the courts ruled that felons do have 2A rights. That the 2A does apply to felons.
Yes,
But it
and
still depends, like each state implements it
the
differently.
states are implementing it differently. That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I'm not a
so
Um,
felon,
what's the
but
best
I
state to
know
be a
one.
felon in?
I don't really know, right?
Of
Florida.
course, you asked the black
I was gonna
dude
say
that.
Florida would have been my pick too.
Man, man,
I
come
don't.
on, man. I'm
Oh,
starting to see that why women and black people don't come to this panel.
damn.
We got black people. We had a mulatto yesterday. We found out we're all mulatto. We had a mulatto
I guess
activist rally.
technically.
I'm
Yeah, yeah.
sorry, I'm trolling. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm
That
trolling.
guy was brilliant. He made such good points.
Yeah.
Not.
Oh, Jeff, you're the right guy to ask this. It might be kind of heavy, and I hope I can explain it
It
well,
might be heavy.
because Jeff got a
Yeah, I
good
can
mind for
handle
this
heavy. We
shit.
do heavy here.
um, um, this guy comes up. He's a psychologist, and he claims he can now heal the world. Not on no woo woo shit. He says the mistake that we make is thinking that all of our aggression and all of these things we do come from our early side, where we had to do these things to survive and shit. So we're doomed to be the that person where we get aggressive and stuff. It's in our DNA. It's in our genes. But he says no. What it is such psychology. It's that you should be doing another thing, but you're guilty. You fit the guilt that for not following the other thing is what causes all your problems. They're mental.
Mm.
I probably explained that horribly, but
Yeah,
No, I
because I
get
don't
what he's
understand
saying
any
though.
of it.
No, I
all
get it.
right.
He's saying basically that, it's you realize that you should be acting a certain way in life, but when you go against that, you feel
It
guilty
causes
about it.
anxiety.
So it causes an aggressive reaction in
That's
the
what he is
Like
person.
saying. It comes
frustration for
from.
not living up
Yeah,
to
yeah,
your
yeah.
societal expectations or personal ideals. I
Right.
Yeah,
think
personal
that it
ideas,
is
not societal. Personal, he was saying. You know what you're supposed to be doing.
well.
Societal can lead you astray, he was saying.
Oh well, that's exactly what I talk about. So you're talking about your personal values conflict with society, and you go along with the societal
And the
values instead of your
anxiety
own personal
crushes
values.
you. Yes, and the anxiety causes all your mental shit, makes you aggressive. Because
Well,
go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Did you
no,
just say
they
Jeff
did
was
an
sexually
experiment.
harassing you, Joe?
They did
I
No,
an
could
it's
only
uh,
hope.
experiment years
All
I
ago
right.
mean,
where
I'm
they
looking
would
for a daddy,
stop
but not
people.
I could only
I'm just
hope.
not
making
that.
sure you guys are keeping it real here. All right.
Go ahead. So I don't know how to
No,
pronounce it.
they did an experiment years ago where they had people shock people, for giving the wrong answer or whatever, and it got worse and worse, and the people were stressed out because they knew they
I'd be
were.
like,
I think that was a Milgram. I think it
learn
was a
better.
Milgram. Only one
Learn
person
better.
did not kill the other person. Only one person said no, it's immoral. They had an actor in the other room. I'm sure y'all heard about it,
Yeah, yeah,
screaming every time they hit
yeah,
the
yeah,
button,
yeah, yeah.
and then they push it up to where it says,
Lethal.
do not use lethal, and they tell him
Yeah,
do it anyway. He's got to learn, and they do it, and the actor stops, and they think they've killed him, and that's the end of the experiment. Only one person did not do as told by authority. It's
yeah.
I
crazy.
would have been
Yeah.
suspicious of that experiment from the start, but then I know how experiments work, and they're not usually not what they seem. They're
Mm,
often
of
not what they
course.
make you think the experiment is. So I would already be looking for what's the real experiment here.
Same here. Yeah.
But I think what that guy said, I wouldn't want to reduce every person's mental health issues to that one thing, but I think that can be some people's like main mental health issue. But I still think we
Uh,
have this natural aggression that we're born with because we're monkeys. You see it in toddlers where they beat each other up, take each other's toys.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was saying that he know that you're supposed to depart from all that bullshit and what you're supposed to be doing. But you got to go along with society, and it breaks you. It
I
gives you
never
that.
did. I never had that issue. That's a neurotypical thing, maybe, or a white people thing. But I never much had that
Wait, what's the
issue.
white people thing? You better take that shit back.
You,
Hey
And
Jeff, I
that
gotta drop
The
down.
Anglo-Saxon conformity, like conforming to this
I'll see you
what
later,
about
guys.
American social standard.
you, go, bro? Oh, yep. What about the gay thing or Satanist thing? That was you, not.
Yeah, like
What?
gay. That's what gay people dealt with this very early. We were younger, and I think people that are not gay are going through their own version of it for other different things. But for
Sounds
gay people, we're
logical.
like, oh yeah, we went through all that. We figured out how to do our own thing,
Do you
and we
Yeah.
think
worked through
gay
all these
people?
emotions very early. And Kitty has a good example too, like wearing a mask, refusing to wear a mask.
That's right. I refuse to wear that
Yes.
bitch, but
That's a good
I
example.
did a little bit. So do you think gay people existed before wine?
Yeah, I think cavemen
that's
were probably
that's funny.
poking each other. There's
Uh,
monkeys that do it.
yeah.
It's in the animal kingdom.
I mean, honestly,
A
like
hole's a
I
hole.
think what it is, dude. I think that before civilization came about, like people were just like, they hit that fucking age of maturity, and they were like, oh, this fucking thing starts squirting. Like next thing you know, they're just trying to fucking get it going. Like
A hole's a hole, like
I think
Jeff just said.
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's since the dawn of time. I think they've been pulling plugs.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Neanderthals were probably doing it.
I'm sure they probably had like the one dude who fucking the hunter, the big ass hunter dude. He's probably sitting there and he's got his fucking buffalo fucking sweatshirt. And, he's if there was a couple women fell asleep early, he's probably sitting around the fire having a couple drinks. Next thing you know, he's like, "Get over here, you fucking pussy! I'm the one who fucking hunts." Start
Pussy.
stroking you off.
Yeah, I mean
Dominance.
it's just it's a natural instinct. It gets suppressed or repressed by socialization, but without that, it would just be something people naturally followed out because their
It
bodies
certainly
prompted them
wouldn't
to.
have the stigma attached to it, right? If it wasn't for us and all our baggage. What I care what that guy stuck his thing in. Why the fuck why does it register so high in my head? If
The
at the
only
very
reason why it would register is because like uh, every man has the ability to fuck up your lineage. You know what I mean? So if you're a king and you're trying to make a line of some golden bitches, and some dude comes in and bones your chick, and then all of a sudden you have a retard in your line,
then like, you know what I'm saying?
And in a way, that's kind of like the lions for different reasons, but similar reasons. They kill the kids that exist and bring the mother back and heat to have so they can have their own kids. They don't want the retards, as you said. They want their own lineage and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah, I
probably
mean,
would not have
like, how do
survived.
you think inbred started, right? It was like the royal family.
Yeah, and
Because I don't know
persisted
how much
way
of
too
this was
long.
conscious, like that far back. They probably were just acting out their impulses.
Elijah.
I mean, yeah, back before they had like conversations with each other, they probably just bent each other over and just fucked each other.
At some point, I think it was the Greeks and the Romans, man, when they went to battle, they left their ladies at the crib and they brought young men with them to bang. I guess they felt they were more durable or something. They didn't. I wouldn't bring my woman with me. That's insane. Why would you bring your female? So they brought guys.
Bro, bro, did you really
Yeah,
say
and
they thought they were more durable?
well, and some
Right.
of the military it held military cohesion.
Bro,
It had value for military cohesion too. You're gonna fight and protect people that you're sleeping with more
Yes,
than you
more
will.
than yeah, the chick
bro,
will.
those young boys, man, they could get ran through by a whole squad and still hold up.
Not only that,
That's
after you do that,
durability,
they can
bro.
go out and pick up a sword. They'll come home and smack 'em around again.
Oh man, that'd make you become a warrior real quick if you didn't want to be that.
I get killed on the battlefield. I wouldn't make it home that night. Fuck that. I
I,
wouldn't make it home.
and I honestly don't know. I don't have anything to compare it to. Like I don't know
Just not sure
the
whether
the
you get home
durability of the
after the hunt.
vag over the bussy. I'm not. I don't know how to. Somebody else would have. Somebody more hetero flexible would have to weigh in on that.
Right. Who experienced
Jeff,
both.
you get home from camp and you wouldn't be sure whether you were gonna like it or whether you were gonna be afraid of what's gonna happen.
So Jeff, does that stand the reason that gay people would be sticking their shit into both too? If that makes sense.
I don't.
Like
To me, if you're gay, you wouldn't. You would be averse to female.
Yeah,
Like,
very
kind of
but
good.
like
if that,
straight dudes like me.
Very good.
If somebody said, "Hey, you want some of this?" I'd be like, "Nah, not really," and I'm really not interested. It's just one of those things. It's one of those things. I think if you are, you are. If you aren't, you aren't. I think
yeah,
Yeah.
there's some
I
people out
can't
there that
sleep with
don't know
somebody
the
not something
difference.
I'm not attracted to. I just can't. The
Right.
the
The
the urge
female
is not
body
there. It would
type.
just be going through the motions.
But Jeff,
Was
if you never had another male body to be around, like, don't you think that female body might start looking like
I
a
was
little
about to
male?
ask that.
No, no. It's very distasteful and unappealing to me.
I was about to ask you that, bro.
It's an
Just like
honest
it would
question.
be
You
for
know it
you,
wasn't
probably
control.
laying up next to
Right.
a
What do
guy
you
who you
do?
don't want to
You
lay
want
up
to
next
touch
to
them,
Yeah,
some
right?
it
hairy
doesn't
guy.
switch. It doesn't switch just because it's been 20 days, bruh. Like,
But
it's that dude's
don't they
still a
say in
dude.
prison, like some guys in prison that like somehow find a way to be attracted or overcome their aversion?
Yeah, and
I don't
and
think they had aversions. I think they were just closeted.
and
Yeah.
in Chicago, one of the gangs, Gangster Disciples, they're famous now. You probably heard of them. In their literature, it is written if you have more than 20 years or whatever, you can fuck dudes and it's okay with them.
Hey, wait, where's this?
Gangster Disciples in Chicago, probably all Gangster Disciples, it's written in their literature. If you get so X amount of time, 10, 20 years or more, you can bang dudes. Otherwise, you consider gay and you get your ass whooped. But if you get a large amount of time, it's written that they can fuck guys and pay no price.
But they have to wait 10 or 20 years.
No, no, no. All they have to do is come back to that piece of paper. Woo, they gave me
Oh, they
20.
have to be
Where's Bill?
sentenced for 10. They don't
Yeah,
have to wait for this.
they'll have to
Okay, I
do it.
see.
Right.
So the longer you're in there, the more
Yes, it's
like
okay.
allowable it
Suddenly.
is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know
But not
why
with
people
our gang.
police that stuff anyway. Like I
That's
understand like for child rearing, like to look out for future generations, but in prison that wouldn't apply. Just let people do what they want. As a society, we have an interest in how we populate ourselves.
I'm not even sure as a society that's a good argument because it's enough straight men like me that's gonna these fuck women and
Well,
reproduce.
yeah, but that's because you're black, though. The birth rates are
That's black.
dropping.
I heard that, man, and I hear especially in China, but um, in fact, they got whole villages and shit being it's left. Everybody's gone from them now.
One of the I was looking through the ballot, and one of the candidates, the progressive guy, one of the arguments they were using against one of the Republican candidates, they said something like they all the things wrong with him, and then they're like, and besides, he has an alarming number of kids, and the guy had 10 kids, and the progressive somehow found
Interesting.
that
Jumped on
alarming. They
there.
were like really bothered that this candidate had 10 kids. They saw it as a bad thing and as a point of that you might not want to vote for him because he has so many kids.
Do
That was
we
weird to
agree?
me. Like, do they not want people having kids?
Isn't this why politics is so evil? Because none of these things are true. But politically, it helps you when you inflame the other side, like Trump telling you the immigrants are going to kill you or take your job, or the Haitians are going
Eat
to
your
eat you, the
cats.
Muslims are going to blow you up, or
Oh, come
the
on, Joe. You didn't see
Democrats.
the
Let's hear
Haitians
from
eating the
Kitty on that. What do you
dogs?
think about the cat
Come
eating? Are you
on, man.
worried?
You didn't see the Haitians choking the geese out at the park,
co-
homie?
You played that video. I saw some redneck talking to a cop like, they're killing geese over there. I saw
I saw
somebody
that
take a
too.
I heard an audio interview. That's it.
That's all we
I
got
saw that
too.
same
All we
one,
got was
bro.
some fucking audio, like, hey, this is the straight up scoop right here, homie.
All right,
And
and
then
they was
and then
all
we got a
rednecks
video.
too,
We
right?
got a video of some fucking favela. You don't even know what country it was where this Haitian's fucking choking the goose in the back. And then another one, he was fucking roasting a dog on a spit in the backyard. I'm like, that can't be America, bro.
But do
That
you
can't be
understand?
America.
Even if
Let me
Go ahead.
fact check that.
Even if it was,
What are you talking about?
it's
Fact check. You want me to
I
send you the video on
No,
wait,
Twitter?
listen.
I'll look it up.
Even if it's true,
Fact
right?
check video does not show dog being spit roasted. Go ahead, Joe.
It's on X. It's on Twitter. You have
But
to look it
even
up.
if
Oh, okay.
uh,
I saw it on the internet. It must be true. I saw it in a video.
this
So
doesn't
what the fuck
change,
are you saying? You're saying the video's not real? Like what are you saying? It's an AI
And this is
created
before
video?
AI gets in the mix too. We're already doing this.
See, I think you're a conspiracy theorist now, Jeff. You're telling me that a video I saw on X telling me that that's not real. That wasn't a real dog on there. You can clearly see what kind of animal it was. I mean,
It's a
bro, I've
lamb.
been to pig roast. I've been to
It's a
a pig
lamb.
roast. It's not a lamb.
Yeah, they had veterinarians look at it. It's not a dog. It's an ungulate based on the nose and the upper and lower jaw and the herbivorous teeth. It has large eye sockets on the side of the head, prey animal, and not in the front, carnivore. The tail looks more like that of a young sheep, lamb, than a goat, but it could be a goat, not a dog.
please
There you
continue
go. It
on,
wasn't a
Moose.
dog, folks, but Moose's eyes did not fool him. There was a motherfucking animal
But Moose
on
saw
a
it on the
goddamn
internet,
spit
god damn it.
roast, and they
This is
were
the
fucking
point that I
spit
was trying to
roasting this
make.
fucking animal. And that
Moose, you
animal
brought it
did
back.
not look like it.
That was
What?
my point, that politicians on both sides, Democrats, we got a million of that Nazi shit, and the world is going to die if Trump becomes, he's going to come kill your kids. On both sides, they propagate that, meaning they both are unqualified for me to be talking about ruling me. Is that true?
Yeah,
Yes, that
I
is
agree. Yes, and
100%
do you know about
correct.
the Smith-Mundt Act? I just learned about it. It was
Uh,
a propaganda arm of the. It was the U.S. government used to put out specific material, videos, books,
Yes.
writings for people that did not live in the U.S. It was designed to present a picture of America to the outside world, but it was illegal to disseminate it to Americans. You were
yes.
not allowed to show it to Americans in any way, and they repealed part of it, and now you can submit information acts and they can show you this stuff. But America has an entirely different set of media that they put together for the outside world that
The,
they don't want their citizens to see. That's
the
propaganda.
I was about to say the importance of that is that they had propaganda was allowed outside of here and not here. And that act, I think it was in the 70s, I could be wrong, changed it to where they could now use it on our own.
Well, they could show it to. They could show us like Voice of America radio. That's where Voice of America came from. It was a radio station for people outside of America, but not intended for Americans themselves, because it was different narratives, or they were slanting the information different way. And I think with social media and globalization, that's getting harder and harder to pull off. There's too many
Yes,
eyeballs across the
yes.
world looking at things.
That's a good thing. That should change things. The
Yeah, I
social
agree.
media shit should change something. I'm not smart enough to figure out what it is. But for one, the greatest thing in the world, many people would agree on this shit, is traveling. Because you meet people, and you see that a lot of what your beliefs were are not true. This person is just a person. You
Yeah.
get that here in spades, right? You know, I've been told all
Yeah,
my
fuck
life
yeah.
You
Mr.
mean like just on
Satanist.
YouTube
Just
interacting?
on YouTube, and specifically panels even help more. For instance, the Satanist is going to kill you, and then you see a Satanist like Jeff, and you let
Right.
them babysit the kids, right? So, so
I don't know
you
if
need that. You hit a
I don't know how safe I am around you kids.
the
Might corrupt them.
motorcycle guy with the
Yeah,
Unless you
beard.
want them corrupted.
I wouldn't
Yes,
let him
definitely.
around my children,
Actually,
but maybe some of
I
those
did babysitting growing
Democratic
up. I'm really
children.
good with kids. It's a curse. I don't like kids, but I'm really good with
Yeah.
them. So people use me for kids all the time.
Jeff,
All right.
Jeff, you're a gay Satanist. You're two things that are pretty much things that I don't align myself with. So let's just keep you away from the children, so that way nobody could ever try to tarnish your name.
Children love me though for some
Yeah,
reason.
the kids wearing horns when you get back from the theater with your wife, all right?
Yeah,
Nah, man,
they all
I
have
just don't
antlers
want
on.
Jeff to come through on a stream,
Mommy,
next week and
mommy.
be like,
I
he's
want
gonna
a
go.
bear.
So guys, I had all the children here last week. We were in the pool and they were stroking my leg hairs, pull a Joe Biden, big old smile on his face. You know,
Stop.
they're like
Is
little
that a flex? What
cockroaches, you
the
know what I
fuck?
mean? Little cockroaches stroking the leg hairs of Joe Biden. This is what makes me not trust people. This is what I'm talking about. If the people on the left were like, this motherfucking Joe Biden talking about stroking leg hairs and shit, like that's fucking weird. If they would at least acknowledge the fact it's fucking off, it's weird, it's not something that grandpa would ever say, like that
It's
would
just
at
not
least put
something
me
you
more in
see
line with it.
I
even on
remember a
these
video of him
panels.
like smelling some little girl's hair.
I saw that.
Oh,
Well, probably
dude,
a
there's
bunch of
more
them.
than one video. There's
Yeah, I'm about
hundreds
to
of
say
them.
probably a bunch of them. That's
But
just
he's
like these
also from a
panels.
generation where that could just be normal, like to
Yeah, I
hug
know women
kids
used
or
to do that shit, sniff kids. Yeah, that was a woman thing. But isn't that the same thing here? No one calls out. If you've chosen a side, you don't call them. You don't call them out as much as you call out the other
yeah, you
side.
don't call it your
So
own
both,
people nearly. That's tribalism. But that's
yes,
normal. That's in-group, out-group bias or preference, and that is just how the human brain works. That's if it's that normal and all humans do it, then how is it something pathological?
this is.
That's
I was
why
about to say
that's why
this is
Jeff
why it
treats me
is
better than you,
pathological.
Joe. It's
This
not
is
because
why.
I'm white and you're black. It's because I'm part of his crew, dog.
It's not race.
This is why it is
There is a bias, but
psychological.
it's not race. It's just
You,
I
based
know.
on the
That's what I'm
connection
pointing
that we
out.
have or not. Moose and I have just had more time building up a connection. But I like Joe too. I like Joe a lot. I like
I
Busker.
mean,
Welcome,
you.
Busker.
what's up,
Hey,
Busker?
Buster.
We like you too, but
Hey, we
Joe's
do.
about to start sparking up again. Joe,
Mm.
is it true you can just walk into a shop and get some shrooms now out there?
Oh yeah, I had a bag here in the drawer.
They have chocolate bars in Michigan.
That's my boy right there. That's my homie Joe.
uh,
I got,
uh,
I had some right
you,
here,
you
dude.
mean these chocolate bars, Jeff? Mushroom
Oh shit!
chocolate bars.
I
I'm
never had a chocolate bar, man. I've only had it like
Uh,
straight shrooms, and then I
they
grind it
strong
up.
as fuck too. These things are super strong.
all right. I'm gonna give Notlas his a little bit of props here, not completely. I don't know of any actual sexual assault charges, but Trump probably you can make a case way more against Trump being sexually inappropriate than Joe Biden. I do
Good
have to
point.
give Laz the slight edge here.
No,
Good
no,
point.
no, 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 no. This is totally different, bro. The sexual inappropriateness level is totally switched. When it comes to a grown ass woman versus a young
So
ass
because of the
kid,
child thing makes it Trump
right,
can
yeah,
grab as many
right
pussies as he
there,
wants,
bro,
but the
Right.
right
sniffing
there.
hair is still
If
worse.
that
This
was
is a
so
little bit
foreign
of
in
what
my
Movement's
family,
saying he hates in people.
Sorry,
He's
I was
doing it
muted.
right now. He's unwilling to call out the Trump side. He's doing right now
Oh,
what he's
this.
been
Oh,
talking
you have
about the
not. Have you
entire
met
night.
Not Loss? That is pretty much the definition.
I'm not on the Trump side.
Hey
I'm
guys,
not on the Kamala side either. I think everybody who's on either side's a fucking they're a little too far out
Well,
for
I'm
me
on
But
the
sometimes.
anti the no the anti woke side, the no
I
less
know.
DEI side, which happens to be
I
Trump.
I accept you
most
for whoever you are, Jeff. You wear your horns or you don't wear your horns, you're Jeff.
Oh well,
Like
thank you, sugar.
you're
most
Jeff.
tell me some of
You
the
know.
worst things about Trump quickly. Just run them off. The things you
The
don't like
worst things
about him.
about
He's a
Trump
felon.
is Project Warp Speed. He was the pioneer of
yes,
Project Warp
that's
Speed. He
number
What
took his
else?
one.
jabs.
What is
He
that?
got him on the floor.
Project.
He
People know
he
what that is.
also didn't stop the lockdowns from happening.
All right.
He
Yep.
also has been on record talking about taking people's guns first and then
All right,
figuring
all
it
right,
out
all right,
later.
all right.
Then there's the sexual harassment about with women, and then you could just say like overall he's a piece of shit when it comes to paying his workers because there's been
That
multiple
too.
cases where he didn't pay the small guy and he ended up declaring bankruptcy, and then
Yes.
the people like that like me like if I was a contractor I would be the one that didn't get paid because I'm the littlest guy on the totem pole. So
Screw the little man.
And
stuff
the
like
guys
that
who work with
is
him
what
said
makes me pissed.
when that happened, they say Trump would like celebrate and be like, yeah, really proud of the move that he did that fuck those people and he kept the bread. They say
I
he come
did
back bragging
it.
about that.
He's like,
And
yeah, I did this. He always brags about shit, dude. He's very too narcissistic.
Narcissistic, I agree.
but like like at the same time like look at what we got. We
I
either had
know,
Joe Biden or Trump, right? And so do we want some geriatric motherfucker who likes to sit
Kamala
there and
or Trump.
eat?
Remember
Oh,
Joe
I'm
You said
talking
Biden.
about
Kamala?
last
Joe
round.
Biden's
I'm talking
trying
He
to,
about
said
last round.
Biden's out. It's Kamala this
dude,
time.
You
fucking.
pronounce it Kamala? I'm surprised.
It's
I
Kamala.
pronounced it Kamala,
Yeah, it's
Kamala.
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 Is
His
it
Kamala. Kamala.
Kamala or Kamala?
Kamala chameleon.
So show you
Anyway,
how much I care about that shit.
I'm talking about the last the last election
Okay.
was
Dude,
Well, he
when I was
wasn't so
first like
geriatric then. It wasn't really a
nah,
choice,
he
you know.
still was. Joe Biden was still a
um,
geriatric
They both
motherfucker
He,
back then.
geriatric, but
they
I'd still
both,
pick him
And
over
then
Kamala.
now you fast forward it to now, motherfucker's been absent for how long? Like we don't even know where he's at. We don't know who's in
Right? We
charge
haven't
of
seen him
anything.
since they snatched him off the stage.
Jeff, you
And then
gotta
you
see his C-SPAN swearing in the senators. He grabs every single child, dude, and he even cupped one of the kids' non-breasts. No
What?
shit. I did some screen caps. I
Grab
can
him by the
damn.
breast.
There's screen caps. You can go. You have to go to either BitChute or maybe Vimeo. I don't know. But it was on C-SPAN, and it was all fucking there for everyone to see. He's fucking feeling up these kids,
I
man.
saw some of it. I looked into it. I didn't obviously in the depths that you went into it, but I saw enough videos where I was like,
Did
damn,
Joe
that's
Biden
just
touch a
creepy.
girl's nipple?
Dude, he cupped a child's non-breast. So
Snopes has it as unproven. They don't have it
I've,
as debunked.
I've seen the
well,
picture.
Snopes isn't
I've
exactly
taken a
like a
screenshot of
dictionary. Snopes isn't like accredited. Like it's not a say all, know all. I don't trust Snopes.
I don't know that source that is say all know all. Most they all
So
get double
Is
checked
it
by me.
this?
that's true.
I thought the breasts were lower down. I don't know much about the
Yeah,
female anatomy, but
Come on,
Yeah,
man. That's
there
not
we
the
go.
shoulder.
That's the little girl.
it
yeah, I wouldn't
it
give you
looks to
that
me
one.
like he just
That
has
ain't no
his hand
shoulder,
on her
dog.
shoulder.
Listen, I
And
did that with
the
a
people
cop
she's
watching.
with doesn't seem concerned. They're not even looking
No,
at her.
none of them seemed concerned that he was touching all the children. None of the
Nobody
parents,
ever does.
none of the senators seemed concerned. They just let him go to it.
Hey, so here I'm gonna finish my argument, and you guys could try to smash it. I think both sides are fucking retarded. I
Yeah.
think neither side's for you, and I'm gonna tell you right now, like just why, just based on the children. All right, Epstein. Look at Epstein. Look at how he wasn't prosecuted. Look at how all the hush hush, how they have lists of names. Nobody is prosecuted. Now look at this guy Diddy. They got all this information. They They got video surveillance. They got audio. They got everything you could possibly want to convict somebody, and they're not gonna. You're not seeing it. You're just not gonna see
They'll
it.
just get him.
So
The other, if they're big people, you won't see J Lo or anybody like that getting caught up. The same way to Epstein, you don't see nobody else getting caught up. They sacrifice one or two people, and that's about it.
that's exactly my point. And so what does that mean to me? It means to me that we're run by traitors. We're run by con men. We're run by people that aren't they don't have our best interest at heart. And the people have lost their way. It was always supposed to be the government worked for the people, not the people work for the government. But now the people work for the fascist government because the people in government own the corporations and they make the laws and they use their money to make more laws and lobby for everything they want. And you can't afford to out lobby them. You can't
Right,
afford to outbuild them. You can't afford to do anything over
right,
them. They
right.
could outbuy you on houses, and that's exactly what's going on. There's 26 empty homes for every homeless person in America.
Yeah,
I thought the concern was the reverse, that it was the corporations that own the government, not the other way around.
I'm not sure it matters.
Corporations are people, dude. They're the same
Yeah,
fucking people. It's the same people that runs the FDA, the same people that are part of the pharmaceutical industry.
Yep.
They go from the pharmaceutical industry to government, from government to like another part, you know? Like they just keep going from one shit to the next.
It's all a big circle jerk, man.
yes,
Exactly.
I
and
think
every
I mean, there may be some of that because they have the expertise to
Bro,
be in those
JFK told
federal
us
positions.
how many years ago? 70, 80 years ago or whatever? JFK came out and said, look, I mean, he has a whole speech on it. And everybody says, oh, it's conspiracy, conspiracy. Look where we are now. There's
How much of
people
this
that
is
will.
class resentment, though? Just poor people not trusting rich people, people
No.
with a lot of money. It's a power differential. So you're looking
Yeah,
at it
but
on one
I'm
side
not
of a
sure it's
power
that because
differential.
we love billionaires. The broker you are, you Elon Musk or whatever celebrity, you don't mind Trump. Billionaires, the regular person has no problem with people having extreme amounts of money. We envy the Saudis. We want to have it. I don't think it would
Well,
be
let's
just
just become billionaire.
just
We could do it.
just money envy. It must be other shit too.
I think some envy, but more like distrust. Like people with that amount of money and power, you don't trust them to look out for your interests because they're going to look out for their interests, and their interests are not going to necessarily be your interests, and they have more money and power to ensure their interest over yours. So if it comes to competing interests, they're going to have the edge.
What
they look.
billionaires do people not trust that we know of that you can name?
Well, Elon's one, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos.
Everybody loves Elon. Bill Gates, you're absolutely
No,
right.
No,
No
no,
one
not
trusts him.
not people from the left,
Elon.
the left at all. There, in fact, there's people even outside the United States that are trying to pass laws to take Elon down and go after Twitter. The EU was trying to restrict him.
I thought everybody loved Elon. I think he's a plant, the long term plant.
I
But
mean, come on, man. You're going to tell me that this dude just comes out of nowhere and then all of a sudden he starts funding all this stuff and then all of a sudden everything just starts coming into place and he acts like he knows all the technology.
where
He's not
where
that
is he
fucking
from?
smart. He's got
South Africa.
scientists. He's got
Okay,
scientists, thousands and thousands of scientists, and they're on the government payroll. It's all subsidized.
he's
So
an
he's got
immigrant.
to.
He's got to go.
But there's nobody you're going to trust. Like there's no level that's going to happen at any level of wealth. Rich people are going to hire scientists. Whether it's Elon or somebody else, like you're never going to trust rich people hiring
All I'm.
scientists, no
It's
matter
not
who.
about
I could
not
be a
trusting
billionaire and
rich
hire
people.
scientists, and you would find a reason to not trust me.
Jeff, I don't know what you don't understand, but like I've been around wealth most of my life, and I have
He's
nothing
talking
against
about
rich people.
billions,
I thought
nigga.
you
You
grew
ain't
up in a trailer park.
Yeah, I
he's
mean, I grew up in a trailer park. I also worked in a casino in a high limit room for like
well,
seven
you
ten
probably
to
did see
eight
some
years.
pretty rich people
So
there. Yeah.
I'm still in contact with people that have millions of dollars. Like one of the top fucking investors in America. I can call him up right now. The thing is, I don't have anything against him. He's got tons of money. You know what I mean? He's got more money than fucking he could pay all my bills and your bills, and I could be so angry at him
Get him
because
to
he
come
has
buy
all
us a
this
couple
money,
of
right?
memberships.
Why would I? Why would I be angry at someone for making their money? What angers me is the corruption in the making of the money, the
Yeah.
manipulation in the making of the money,
That's
taking
right.
money from tax-paying citizens to start a business that's going to make money for shareholders.
Yep.
That's not fucking fair.
No, it's
Well,
That's
not.
that's
not
what
right.
businesses do. That's the purpose of it. Even Joe was talking about the other day. It's to compound wealth. That's why people start businesses. I'm trying to compound wealth too.
No,
One of the
there's a
things Joe and
huge
I are doing with our
difference.
Nexus series is trying to find people here who want to get together and form something to compound wealth from YouTube.
That's
And
fine, but
hopefully
there's a
you want to
huge
be a part of
difference
that too.
between taking out a loan from a bank like I did when I got my mortgage for my hotel, right? I took money out from the bank that I paid the bank back with. I didn't take money from you and the neighbors and say, "Hey, I'm going to go start this store,"
I hear where
and
you're
then
going.
not pay you back. They don't get Tesla doesn't do anything for you. Why are we funding Tesla?
Look,
It's a
look, we're
car
not. We're
company,
also
homie.
I'm with you
funding.
there on corruption. I just think it's not the majority of
We're
people
also
generating
funding
wealth. I think
Starlink.
most people are using the system as designed. And yes, everybody's against corruption. And when we're able to identify it, we should prosecute it and root it out and impose consequences on it and reduce it as much as we can. You're
Not to
always going to have
stop
a
you though.
certain
You
amount of
said
corruption because you're dealing
yes.
with
You said
humans.
yes. Everyone is against corruption, and that's not true.
Well,
Everyone's
except for
not
the
because
people benefiting from corruption. But I don't think that's most of us. I think most of us that are not corrupt nor benefiting from the corruption would be against it.
Even
because
those
99%
benefiting
of us are
don't
poor
identify it as
compared to.
corruption. They
The problem is
justify it.
identifying it. Like you have to be able to show that it's we have due process here. One of the things
Bernie
growing up in
Madoff.
Louisiana that is so difficult because our government there is not the most functional. It is so hard to tell what's corruption and what's incompetence. Like we just are these people just really stupid or are they just really corrupt? We don't know how to tell, and you don't want to penalize people for being stupid. You just want them out of those positions.
When you look at it though, you're right. In most cases you can't tell, but it is obvious in a bunch of them. I got cop watching buddies who pull credit card records, and some of it, most of it, I'd say, is probably justifiable. Even a crazy person could find a way to justify it, but there's always a big trail that's just bogus. Motherfuckers buying suits and shit that they should not be buying, uh, or up to
What's
the
wrong with
point.
people buying suits?
Well, it would be clear in the byline that on the city using the city credit
Oh, I
card for
see.
lunch and
Well,
go buy a suit. You know they do shit
I
like that.
remember in Vegas, the school board. Vegas had we beat out Mississippi. We were the bottom of the education system of the United States. And the school board office had like $100,000 building that they were paying for with golden toilets and marble and everything. And the community was
That's funny.
outraged that this amount of money was going to the top, and the schools itself were bottoming out and passing
Oh,
up Mississippi.
Oh,
that's great.
dude, I wonder how easily a gold toilet would be to clean.
I wouldn't know. We could ask Moose.
I mean,
Yeah.
like,
A
would
gold
bleach
toilet?
mess it up or? Yeah, like there's some stupid people with lots of money that want to do
I've
some.
had some really crazy times, but I've
Uh,
never seen a
no,
Not
gold
only,
toilet.
none
not
of your
only,
friends had gold
I
toilets.
think Trump got a gold toilet. I
yeah,
think
that's
Yeah,
what
he
Nah,
I'm,
does
man.
I'm
in
gonna
Trump
say.
County.
Yeah, Trump,
I saw the video.
he
I mean,
definitely.
I've gone to some cool shit like VIP. I've been on nice boats with people that like shit that's like it's just like they got servants and shit. But it's I've never been on like a fucking Stephen King yacht or
That's what I'm
Spielberg
saying. We were
yacht.
talking about
You know?
billionaires. We don't know
Yeah,
nothing
but
about that.
that the thing is like why just because like they got money like I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
I don't give a fuck if you got money, you earned your money and you want to buy yourself a fucking huge boat, go ahead,
yeah,
dude. That's
yeah.
what being American's about, freedom.
I think most Americans believe that the issue comes when we're talking about it ain't just the rich. No, I don't even know what to call them because they're unseen hand, whoever these Illuminati fucks are. It ain't because of their fucking wealth. Why do we believe that they're all evil?
Man,
Influence?
I
Influence. We're envious of their
Because
influence.
they
That could
do
be a
things that
thing.
are evil.
Well, just
Like,
gain the same influence yourself. If you're that worried about the influence, then just become a counter influence.
dude, did you hear that Bill Gates gave Kamala 30 million in donations or some shit?
Shit,
damn.
But
Elon gave
Elon's given
Trump
$1 million
70.
to
He
people to
gave
sign his petition.
No, that Bill Gates is like giving her $30 million, and like you can't find the story of him. He's getting in trouble with a place over in Europe for the vaccines, and he that you can't find it on Google. But if you go to DuckDuckGo, if you type in the right words, you can find that he's in trouble for the vaccine shit. We're over in Europe.
Like
Google it.
I know the influence rich people can have. Back in Louisiana, growing up, the town we're from, it has a lot of old money, and every time that the people try to introduce things to help the town grow, they would shut it down. They did not want the town to grow. They were happy with what they had set up there. And it took forever to get the riverboat gambling to come to that town because we had to fight all the old money. And there's something called the oil center when the petroleum industry came to Louisiana. They offered it to our town, and it would have been an economic boom, and it would have expanded the town, and the old money kept it. They rejected it, so it went to this other city, and that city boomed, and it grew and grew and grew, and our little city stagnated. And all of that was because of the influence of the wealth that was accumulated down there and what they wanted for the town. They were able to override the will of the people, and this other town got the benefit of this oil center. So I've seen things like that happen on certain scales. I'm not denying that it doesn't happen. But eventually we figured out how to get enough political power to override the old money, and they died off. And then we were able to get the riverboats and all kind of other stuff, and our town finally started to grow.
Bill Gates ain't going away, man. He's there forever.
Well, his money probably is. But that's like, I looked the other day at Jeff Bezos' wife. She's given away millions and millions and millions to all these charities and nonprofits, and it's going to criminal organizations, organizations for prisoners and convicts, and women's rights organizations. It's going to very certain segments of society. She's just flooding it with, and that's just in Louisiana. She's doing it in a bunch of different states.
We looked at
So,
the biggest contributors. I'm sorry if you weren't done.
oh no, go ahead.
Bill Gates and his wife are huge contributors. Their money just went to other charities, which it turns out them or a family member run. They're just moving the
Yeah,
money
they have the
amongst themselves.
Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation here that they fund stuff all over the world. But that's what rich people get to do. They get to execute their vision because they have the money and power to do it. And so, if you have a particular vision that you just burn in to get out into the world, then acquire the resources to do it. The
What if
resources
that
to move it.
vision is?
The
What if that
opportunity
vision?
is there for all of us. You just got to
Bro,
work
the
it.
What
opportunity
if
is
that
not
vision is
there. Let's not
depopulation
pretend.
or something sinister? Like your vision is
Well,
control people or
hopefully the
something.
rest of us will find a way to thwart that if that's what it turns out to
He's the
be.
son of a
That's what I was
eugenicist,
asking.
and
Yeah.
that's for real. He's a son of a eugenicist, and he is one himself. He even talked on TED Talks about bringing down the population.
Yeah, but
My ex was a eugenicist. I didn't know that before I moved up here. That would have saved me
Uh,
a lot of time. But I found
do
that he
you know
wanted
how
to
to pick them?
sterilize poor people so that they couldn't breed.
Oh man, that's
oh
fucked.
wow, are you
You
shitting
find
me?
that shit
Yeah,
out
he
later
had
in a
this belief that
relationship.
poor people were condemning their children to a life of misery by having children. And if you were poor, you had a moral obligation to not
Ooh.
bring a child into the
I
world
mean, he's
and
kind of
have them
right.
live in that
You know,
level
it's
of
kind of his
poverty and
family.
misery.
I'm joking. It's not really that
He was
miserable.
also a fucked up sociopath, too,
Yeah. What
who
was a
worked for
good sex?
Microsoft.
Was that an ex?
Answer the
What?
Yeah.
question, Jeff. Was it good sex?
Huh?
Had to be.
Oh, God. Some of the worst. Very,
Oh
very, very
The
bad.
worst?
Very
wow.
Oh
bad.
man.
So,
See, usually when a
sorry,
dude
dude, if
has
you
to
watch
deal
it.
with the
But that was
crazy
the
He
least
must have
of
had a
sex,
great
dude,
your fault,
it's
your
personality.
flaws.
crazy wild
He
sex.
must have had
But
a great
man,
personality.
see, I feel bad for you, brother. Cause yeah,
It
yeah,
was so
all the
bad I have
crazy bitches I
dissociation to
dated, they
this
were
day
good.
from it.
Right.
They weren't worth their fucking headache, but they were definitely good in bed. You know.
Yeah, it was the opposite.
Man,
Man.
I was with a deuce. This girl weighed 200 pounds, but she had a pretty face, man. But I'll tell you what, she could uh, a ball through a garden hose. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Best head I ever had, maybe I shouldn't be so direct, was from a big old chick too, man. And
Yeah,
this is a true story.
man.
I was standing on the corner and another guy was telling me about the best he ever had. I was saying, no, I know the best. He was saying he knows the best. Turned out we were talking about the same chick. True story.
Shit. Oh no.
Authentic Aaron Woodward Escapade podcast on
Oh
X.
shit.
We talk about everybody. Anybody you want to talk about, let us know. We'll talk about them. I can't think of any people or group we don't talk about.
We
So
talk
it's
about
fair game.
ourselves all the time too.
We
It's
talk about
hilarious.
ourselves. We talk about each other.
You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Oh man, I feel it too, brother. All right, let's get these numbers up. Folks out there,
You
if
want
you
to do?
haven't hit the like button,
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna hit the
highly
like
suggest
button.
you hit that like button. That button's free. So for everybody out there like myself that may not have any money to contribute today, you hit that like button. That'll help. Throw a comment on there. That'll help. And
Tickle
if you
that
do have some
button.
money, you can hit one of them super chats and put $2.99, $5.99, $10.99,
Only
$100.99,
but
whatever you want.
when people
So
say
just
smash the like button, you only hit it once. Because if you hit
all
it
right, all
twice,
right. Be more, be more. I'm gonna let you take the stage, and
Oh,
now you
look, we
take
got
the
a
rest of the
pro.
pushing.
Ninja mods for Benjamin Boyce's channel. We got a pro here.
what's that?
Be sure to block that, right? Leave comments.
Anyway, yeah.
The me
If you
algorithm to put.
smash the
Oh
like
wow.
button,
Okay, thank you.
don't get the idea that you have to click it more than once. Click it once, and that's that.
That's the dig.
Click it a lot.
And
Click it a
listen
lot.
to this, yo. I just got an email from YouTube while we were doing this stream, and it's saying go vertical, go live, grow your channel. They're rolling out. If you're vertical, they're rolling out this new partner program called Jules, which is a new way to give gifts, and it says it's going to eliminate the need for multiple payment transactions, etc. And so it's trying to incentivize me to go
To go
live by adding
vertical.
this extra perk. But I see Barney go live all the time, and I just hate
I
that
hate
format.
it.
You lose 2/3 of your screen real estate, and you're just
I
this
mean, I
little
kind of hate
bar in
Barney
the
too,
middle.
but
The
you don't gotta be
chats,
that
you only
harsh.
see one or two in the chat, Nick. You can't read them if you're
But
watching.
YouTube's really trying to push me to go live by having this new. It's called Jules. They're rolling out something you can now send Jules to content creators when they're live.
Jules, huh?
They trying to compete with TikTok.
Ah, that's what it is.
The
Yeah.
I
family
don't know if I'm gonna do
rules.
that. I like seeing the people more than I like
What you
Yeah.
puffing, Joe?
appeasing the algorithm.
I am puffing. Let me read it. I forgot.
Weed. What strain you smoking? Weed.
Is it
That
Steve
this
I'm
doesn't help.
smoking Bammer.
Mac. I don't even know what Mac
Oh,
is.
Miracle Alien Cookies. I love that.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Fucking Miracle Alien Cookies. That's some good shit.
Whoa, dog.
I haven't seen that for a while.
Uh,
There's a lot of them, man. They keep switching these strains up, and they just keep making new strains out. Like so many.
mm.
Keep crossbreeding their stuff until it's all the same or something. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Crossbreeding
They're
it like
getting
it's
really good at it,
unsafe.
though, man. You can tailor the high you want. I
Yeah,
love that.
there's yeah, definitely some cultivators really know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
And I gotta say though, man, like I don't know what it is about THC, but having for weed the herb, like flower, if I do too much 30 plus THC percentage,
Yeah.
I get a tolerance, and then like everything else just doesn't. It seems like like
No,
a
you're right.
park, you know, like and then
No,
things
you're right. You don't want to do
end up
that.
going
That's
through the
insane.
other shit real quick, so I have to switch it up all the time.
Here's what I do. I get a bunch of different strains, at
That's
least two, but I
right.
try to get 3 or 4, and I use the 30. I'd never smoke that shit straight unless I'm ready to go to bed or something. Normally, I got a mixture of 2 or 3 different strains in everything I smoke. Like this one. My girl got the other one. I don't see where it is, but I put some of her sativa in it
So you,
to tone my shit down a little bit.
yeah, I guess
Put
it's
my
like with the Miracle
sativa.
Alien Cookies is like a
Jeff's
high
like,
five.
you guys talking weed. Can we get back to something people care
No,
about?
y'all could talk weed. I don't mind.
You don't smoke,
I think we
Joe.
have
It's
the
just,
panel for it. I can't think of a more illustrious panel.
and Moose, you just seem like a weed smoker. I assumed you was like fucking from the Bahamas, just the way you
He's a
carry
weed grower.
yourself. There
Bro,
you
I've been
go.
growing for 20 years.
All
Oh
right, makes
man, there you
sense.
have like, dude. So you don't smoke when you just grow it, or did you
What are
quit
It
you
smoking?
talking
can't be
about?
a thing.
I got a bong right here. I got a fucking three packs.
All right, yeah, we're all in business
I'm
here.
just not getting on camera because I'm not letting you guys use me as your
Oh,
He's not going
lolcow.
to be exploited.
Yeah, you can use my voice or whatever. My voice sucks, but
Your voice does not suck.
maybe a little.
depends on what microphone I'm using.
Little
Dude,
joke.
man, I've always thought my voice sucked, but then I started to try and learn to sing, and I did that, and it worked, but it was just what it was. It wasn't like anything special. But
Okay.
I mean, you can't ever hate your voice because I mean,
It's your voice.
At
like
some point, I think we all do.
yeah, I mean, like when I was younger, I totally hated my fucking voice, and I couldn't imagine being on a panel and talking to a bunch of strangers. Never
Right.
imagined this for YouTube.
Right.
You just inspired me to eat 150 milligrams of gummies.
Hell, amen.
Praise God.
Yeah, I've got some RSO in caplet form. I should take some of that too. I'm smoking some herb, but I think I want to get some more
Get
like
that body going.
yeah, like a fucking what do you call it?
So, Jeff, you still here? I got a question for you, Jeff.
What effect it's called? I forget. But when it all works together, call it an effect of some sort. What is it called? The entourage effect. That's it.
I
Yep.
haven't heard
I think Jeff died.
it.
Jeffrey, he's muted.
Oh
He's like,
shit,
I
let me
can't
try to
stand these
remember the
people
question. Oh, here,
out
I'll
here.
ask you guys the question. That'll help me remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's say that a bunch of people get together and they're in power, which, Jeff seems to have it is what it is attitude, and he's correct. It is what it is. But these guys decide to hurt people, make a law that hurts people. Like, for instance, they make what do we do normally? Salt or high cholesterol illegal. Uh, and they, start putting people in jail, taking their money and hurting them and fining them over that shit. I think I want to ask Jeff, I hope you've been listening, is the solution, you say, to gain equivalent power and make your own changes? In the meantime, what if that law that they created is hurting people? How long does it take you to gain power and change a law?
Which law?
I was trying to say insert your own law. That's
Oh, like Citizens United or one of
I
those?
don't know a lot
Which was
about
a
it.
ruling more than a law. Yeah, I wish that would get overturned. Well, look how long it took to overturn Roe versus Wade.
Yes, and it'll probably flip flop still a couple more fucking times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people are so upset about it, and they're totally like taking it out of context and stuff because the federal government shouldn't be involved in that anyways.
Isn't that a non-solution then? If you're telling me it takes 20, 30, 40 years to get my power to change the law, that's not an option. I need
Well,
to
what
pick my
option do you
own.
have? Whining about it your whole life? You have
No,
the
that's not an option.
opportunity is there.
That's not an option.
You have
Clearly, that's not
opportunity,
an
or
option.
you have sit and do nothing and just
What?
complain. Like what?
Those
I
are
is there a
no, no,
third
no, no.
option?
There, of course, there's a third option. Your only two options cannot be to go politically through the way that the system you're trying to take has designed for you, or bitch and moan. Those
Well, what
cannot be
is the
your
other
only two
option? Destroy
options.
the system? That seems like it's going to take just as long as using the system.
Well, that was yours. You're asking me mine.
Well, what is yours?
Uh, I clearly I don't know. I have done it already.
Oh,
but I think it's take over, not take over. Yeah, maybe take over some mass media type shit. I guess like I do now, cop
like start a
watching.
YouTube channel. You could do that,
But
but
if
that's all part of that opportunity to get influence. I see that
agree.
all as part. The opportunity is huge. There's many pathways within that opportunity.
Right, that right, and you get that. Like I said, you get a network of channels, like me and my friends do now. But that's just one thing. It's a huge beast. You got to take it down. You got to have a multifaceted approach. You got to have motherfucker go out there and get in their face and hold them accountable to their own laws. You got to have someone hitting it from a court angle. You got to have someone in every trying to hold every government official accountable. You know, all of those things to me beat going through the path that they have that I know is it's meant for me not to be able to. No
Joe, do
one.
you understand what you're doing right now? You're pulling a Jack Talcott. The only way that this is gonna work is no. Listen. It's not Jack Talcott. Oh man, I wasn't gonna bring him up. Fuck,
Talcott.
I messed up. All right, put it on record. I brought him up. Okay, the only way to accomplish your goal, Joe, is to get 100% control of everything. And have like the AI take over, have surveillance 100%, have your
What is my goal,
fingerprints and
first of all,
iris on
before
thing.
I say I agree
To
with
get
you
Law
on
and
some
that?
order,
law
baby.
change
What
that you
is
think
my
Law
is
and
goal?
order.
unfair.
Truth.
I
The only
think
way to
most has a
have
different
honesty and
idea.
no lies and shit, like you know, the only way to have uncorrupt politicians is to have them on surveillance all the time, because how can you trust them, right? How can you trust them?
You
They're
can't.
not doing what the people, have elected them for. In California, we voted to help the homeless. You know what happened? You can look this up, Jeffrey. Instead of helping the homeless, they made $1 million homes for the homeless. How are people who can't afford a regular home going to pay for $1 million apartment?
I
They
don't
do
know if
that
my
here
How
too. The homeless, it's like almost like $1 billion industry that just keeps funneling money into programs that don't do anything because we still have the same amount of homeless people.
if I
It's a
was
racket.
a contractor and the government was telling me to build a home for a homeless motherfucker, damn well I try to build him a $2 million home. That's what America is. They think that's industrious.
It's
Get as much
capitalism.
money as you can. Capitalism, yeah.
Adapt yourself to it. It's not going anywhere. It's there's no other system out that y'all would prefer to live under. So make your peace with capitalism.
Oh, nonsense,
I don't think
bullshit.
we're going to evolve out of it for many generations. So
Well, we won't evolve, just metamorphosize out on his own. It's going to have to take motherfuckers actually taking steps that accumulate to make it happen. So don't get used to it. Fight till you die. You, your sister, your brother,
no, I'm going to
if you want to
exploit it
change
and use
something.
it and
fight.
enact my vision of the world using it like I'm doing right here.
Trump, fight.
If I had that attitude, this channel would have never happened.
If I had your attitude or blacks had your attitude, none would have been freed. They'd been like, "Hey, I'm
All
a
black
pimp this.
people.
I'm a pimp slaves. If I'd pimp this slavery thing. I'm a pimp massa. I'm just gonna. I love my system. I'm a pimp it for its fullest." That's the
That's
same attitude you got.
Well, it's actually kind of a thing that makes more gangs. So, like, to stop gang violence, like, you'd have to create your own gang to stop it. So,
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah,
We're
I
always going
like.
to have tribalism. We're always going to have hierarchies. That we're monkeys. That's what
I'm not a
it's a
monkey.
planet full of primates. That's what we do.
I'm not a monkey. I, I'm telling you, I'm not. You calling Joe
Part
Uh,
full of
monkey, part
monkeys, a
moose.
racist statement. I'm putting it on record.
that would be where I believe the anxiety, if it is a psychological point to this, believing you're the monkey is what you've been taught that you're supposed to do, but you being a child of God, you have other things that you're supposed to be doing, and you're not doing those because you're trying to be like society, and that there lies your anxiety,
I
the
don't have
cause for your
anxiety.
flight and flight and
And
all
I
that
am
other
not a
shit.
natural capitalism. I struggle every day to adapt myself to it. It is not natural to who I am as a person. I really
We're,
have to.
we're
I haven't
also
mastered
putting it
it
on
yet. I'm
record
53
as you're
years
not a
old. I still
racist.
haven't figured out capitalism. But there's no other alternative that I see that appeals to me. It's the best one out there. So it's the best game on the table right now. I either learn it or I don't do anything. I stagnate.
I don't know about that one, man. I don't know. I don't think that. Where would Jesus be with that attitude? This is the
Yeah, where
best
would
game in
Jesus be?
town. I'm just going
Well,
to be a
where was he
Roman.
with it? He ended up on
Uh,
the cross. Either
we're,
way.
I'm all for
we're still talking
capitalism.
about that guy,
What
I'm all
what
for
what
right?
does you said as a child of God you have different motivations or goals or something. What are
Yeah,
those?
man, I'm not a monkey, man. I
Uh,
was put here for a reason.
You're a chimpanzee.
to
Capitalism's good. Corporatism is fucking what
Yeah, I
they
hate corporatism too, but
that's
I
where
think it's unavoidable as capitalism
people
scales up.
people
I don't
like
know
probably is.
how to
think
stop it, but I don't
think
like it either.
Well,
without
the thing is, sorry, B more, I gotta jump in here. The
all
thing
right.
is when you have a system where you create a corporation, right, and then that corporation is allowed to get funds from the public, but then the people that fund them are supposed to get paid out, and then that is how shit's supposed to run. Like that's
We'll
not.
start a
Get paid
corporation.
double.
I already have a corporation, but the thing is that's just not it's not something you can do indefinitely. You
Yeah,
know, it's
Well,
the
what
it's
earth
about
like
all these
only has so
corporations
many
doing it?
resources, and people only have so much time, and so it's like there's got to be a balance for the system, and that's the
I,
problem. There's no
I
balance.
check this out, Bose. I believe that that therein lies everything, right? The way you're coming from, I assume that you're a fan of God and all of that type of stuff. There is the guy who, God, dog, and I lost it the way I was going to phrase it. You guys got to go ahead.
You interrupted your own self.
Yeah,
He does that. He had smoke signal in his brain. It was like fucking.
but no, the
There you go.
anxiety angle. You being a fan of God, it will cause you anxiety to acclimate to the system. You, Jeff, who's not a fan of God or anything, you can acclimate without the anxiety.
What about all these wealthy Christians? What the Catholic Church? They have tons of money, and all these mega churches. They somehow they reconcile their Christianity with capitalism just fine.
Dude, they
Go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say that the churches, man, I've been to Pentecostal churches that fucking they try to raise millions of dollars for their fucking big, huge church that you could see from the Beltway.
All of them do.
It's just yeah, it's like the
The
bigger the better
motherships.
for these motherfuckers. It's just like okay,
Yeah.
and you want people to just drop it in a plate.
But those churches would not exist but for all the people on the ground lining up to get into them and
Right,
hand over that
right.
money. It's
Well, it's kind of like, but like when I was busking, like it was good to get a little money here and there. But for I don't know, for me it was more talking to people. That was the best. But talking to people when I was street performing,
Yeah.
playing music, and just hanging out, drinking, smoking weed.
That's my
not lie.
shit
Stop
too.
you lying. I never said that. I never said racism doesn't exist. I never said misogyny doesn't exist. My claim is about the scale at which it exists, not that it doesn't exist.
Exactly. I'm with you on that
But
page.
Not Laws doesn't care about truth. He's gonna keep weaving his narratives no matter what.
Yeah, I'm really high. I got lost. What we were
Oh,
talking
Joe,
about
you
that.
were telling us what? Okay, like if Christians struggle, if they have anxiety about capitalism,
Yeah.
what are you here to do then? What is your like life purpose or
It
your
seems in some way to make your life peaceful. So
my
I
life
want to
is
get
peaceful.
rid you, not you per se, to
Just
make
people,
others
other people. Like,
peaceful, rid them of that anxiety, pain, hurt, whether
how
it
do
be
you do
mental
that
or
with weed?
otherwise. Other people, yes, I smoke a lot of weed with other people to relieve them of their anxiety. No, you do it with truth. Like for instance, when I was a sheep bootlicker, I think you'll understand what I'm saying. Well, I shouldn't say bootlicker, but I believe the police were like gods, and they can walk up to you and tell you what to do. They come up to me and open the car door real quick. Me and guys like me would throw our hands up. They go through our pockets and search you and all that. Um, But once I realized the truth that all that's not just illegal, but immoral, um, it's like a part of me was lifted. A fear was gone. It relieved me of a fear that I had. And if I could speak the truth and take away, and I don't take away the truth, take away other people's fears, maybe that helps.
I think
Man,
that sounds noble to me,
Uh,
and you're doing it.
my
thank you.
experience with the cops when I was 18 left a scar, and I don't want to fuck with the cops ever again,
Were you doing
especially in
something?
Baltimore. Well, all I did was ask the fucking pig for her badge, and
Oh,
she's like,
What you doing
"Well, let me
asking
see
oh,
for
your
her
it
ID."
was
badge?
a
Like,
woman cop.
yeah, plain clothes. She was real short. I looked
You
like,
skipped the part. How'd you asking for her badge? You skipped over some
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
See,
dude.
even Joe knows.
Like, all right, so I got wasted, but everybody got wasted. I was playing a show that night, and a punk show, and it was after the gig, so we were outside all just hanging out. And to fast forward a little bit, these cops were on the wrong street. So anyway, these cops started fucking with us because they thought there was some sort of big drug thing going on at this fucking bar, and it's just like it was not there. And like fucking all I did was ask to see the badge, and this fucking guy with a mullet pushes me up against the wall, puts
Mm.
his arm against my neck, dude, and like fucking the little bitch is like, "You want to see my badge? You want to see my gun?" She lifts up her sweatshirt, and
Uh,
it's just like, oh my god, dude. And
how
then,
fast? Oh, sorry.
oh, it sucked, man. Fucking central booking. I'm never
Oh, they
gonna.
took you in?
Yeah, dude. I spent 18 hours in that place in the holding cell, and
What was the charge? Disorderly?
yeah, disorderly
The cops were
conduct.
always fucking with the punks, though.
Yeah,
Well,
they
I mean, that's what you get for running around naked in the girls' locker room.
Well, no, I didn't do that. But like, yeah, it turned out I found that the lawyer told me that they were on the wrong street and they were trying to bust people, do a drug
Right,
bust. But they were
right.
on the wrong street and fucked with people that weren't supposed to be fucked with. In the end, I shook the mullet head's hand. He wanted to shake my hand. And I was like, all right, I'll shake your hand.
Yeah, interesting.
But that was like when I was 18, man. I'm 45 now. So. But it seems like it was just yesterday. I was in that holding cell with that smear of shit on the floor and the fucking
What?
KY jelly on the cement. Like,
What?
no shit, man. A tube of KY. And this dude was looking at me. You want to use that cracker? I'm like, oh
What? They
no.
have tubes of KY in the holding
It
cells?
was just a tube just laying on the concrete. Like the whole thing is concrete. So like on the floor.
Oh, so
Same as
somebody like was in there earlier with KY.
Well, I
yeah.
don't. Who knows? I mean,
Still,
who knows?
That would have
it's
been I got that.
But
That's what I would
but
have assumed.
spending 18 hours in there, like I saw a whole bunch of different people, and there was like I was the only white dude in there, and all these other black guys. They didn't fuck with me too much, but they fucked with this one white guy who looked like Charles Manson or some shit, and like they kept calling him that, and like he just had to laugh because what was he gonna do?
Do
how
we
many
expect the
people
black
does the
guys to
holding
fuck
tank
with?
hold?
This is a better question. I'm sorry. Do we expect the black guys to fuck with us? You like they didn't really fuck with me too much. Do we expect them to?
I mean, I expect to get fucked with, but race doesn't
Well,
seem to play into
dude,
it.
I would not want to go down the city without another black person. I
I'd
guess
feel more comfortable with the black people probably. I
if I
get more
had
fucked with more by
a
white
black
people than
person,
black people.
I would not gonna want to venture into Baltimore City without another black person because I would be the odd man out
You'd
instantly.
probably be safe with me.
Black people
I'm down with the
think like
brothers.
you. They're different. You got black people who would not think, hell no, I would not go to Sandtown or some of the places in Baltimore, and who are black. And then you have the black motherfucker who intentionally, like me, when I went to Baltimore, I intentionally went there and hung out for like 3 days. Yeah, because I felt, I was used to it. It felt like home. I was not afraid, but it wouldn't have nothing to do with race.
Yeah, it's more culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just know that like I'm very easily. I can be mugged very easily because I I don't really have any.
You're making it worse, right?
Carry
Right.
pepper spray.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to carry some pepper spray and maybe a fart noise thing. You ever
Like a little air horn.
All right, what's up?
that fart noise thing?
Get away from me.
Like Gilstrap walks around public and he like has this thing in his armpit. They call it the Charter Pro or something like that. And
This
like
is a real product.
yeah,
Speaking
Blood
of
shard.
capitalism.
Blood
Look
shard.
on YouTube, look up Gilstrap, Gilstrap.
Wait, spell it again.
G
Busker, you're putting our audience to sleep, brother.
GIL. No way, I'm interested in this. GIL.
I said the audience.
Wait, hang on. I'm trying to hear the spell it. GIL.
GILSTRAP.
See what I'm working with, Jeff.
But there's
Yeah, I
an
mean,
even
Joe.
better one.
Here, can you type it in the back chat?
Yeah,
And I'll,
yeah. I'm gonna
Just type it in, man. It's easier. Well, like, come on, Joe, breathe that shit in.
No, I got it.
Man.
Barney's live now with his vertical.
It's vertical.
I might try. I see Andrew Wilson like live stream. He what is it? Panel bombs the TikTok live streams, and you can't see anything. You can't see the people. You like it. It's a horrible live streaming experience.
It's horrible. You can't fast forward it.
But Barney has 272 people watching him right now, and he has like 4,000 subscribers. That's why he didn't come to my channel anymore. He's outgrown us.
If he went horizontal, he'd have 15 to 20 or something.
Okay,
So maybe I'll do like one vertical stream a day just to draw in new viewers, and then the other streams could be horizontal.
Everybody I know went vertical. They got
feel.
more viewers, and they were all new viewers.
Because
Right,
I
but none
definitely
of the
want
old
more
people
viewers. Does vertical?
Verticals
Wait, I forgot I was gonna ask.
doesn't have anything to do with me because I'll jump up on panel. I don't have to fucking look at it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're gonna go vertical and you're gonna get 200 people watching you, you better have something to fucking say.
I feel like I do. They don't have to stay. I mean, if Barney can do it, what does Barney have to say?
Right? Barney can do it.
That I don't. So maybe I'll do like vertical a few hours a day just to draw in people, and then we can do the main streams could be horizontal.
Little basement Barney's got you beat right now, Jeff. Come on, we can do better than this, man. Go vertical.
Yeah. Well, maybe my next stream will be vertical. I tested it one time, but I hated the experience so much.
Yeah, it sucks.
I'll
If
try
I
it.
can't hop on a panel, I won't watch a fucking vertical. It's not
I won't
something
either.
I'll do.
I see Barney stream every time, and I'm excited, like, oh, Barney streaming, and I pull it up, and I'm like, I can't watch this. I can't.
Right.
It ruins the experience
Same.
for me.
I don't even hop
I can
on if I
listen
see
to
it.
How is he getting these
horizontal.
200 people?
Because there's a vertical crowd out there, which is why YouTube is trying to do it. TikTok, Reddit has both. At least half of them are vertical. It's a real thing.
Reddit does video too?
That's all I watch Reddit for is video.
Hey, Hank, thanks a lot. He said Talcott. It did help Talcott.
Not even temporarily. I thought it helped everybody temporarily to the man.
And my
I was
antlers
gonna-
broke. I think with the antlers, I'd have a better chance of catching people's attention in the
I
algorithm.
was wondering what happened to your antlers. I
They
thought
broke. I need to get a new pair. But
Hey,
I don't want to
God
get
trying to
audience
talk to you,
captured
Jeff.
either.
God trying to talk to you, Chad. That's why he broke your antlers.
It was my own klutzy self that broke them.
Oh, shit.
Well, they were starting to break anyway, and then I dropped them, and it finished the job. Oh, you think his 200 people are bot? Let me see how many people are actually chatting in the chat. Silver Diamond's live, too. And I notice he has less guests on now. It's usually just him and his face. It's less of a panel. The chat is moving very slowly. Participants. He has about 10, 15 people max right now in the chat. So you're right. It's viewers, but it's not necessarily chatters. And I'm interested in bringing in actual people that chat.
Yeah. A lot of those people, I watch their numbers go down. I watch, like cop watchers who suck and don't really do numbers. They go vertical. You might see 700, 800 people in there or more. But then, if they keep it up, then it drops down to regular shit, which would still be 3 times higher than what they would get on a horizontal.
So do you think there still is advantage to going vertical? Does Flow do vertical now?
No,
He
not to
did
my
one or two,
knowledge.
I think. But nobody likes vertical.
And you got to
OTW
prepare.
probably do.
I guess it's always
I,
good to be prepared for a new crowd. It won't be cats like us will not watch it the same way you won't watch it. When I go to those vertical streams, everybody in there, you might see 2 people, all the other names I know. I don't know if they're
oh,
just going in and out or if they stay. I don't know.
I think I'm just going to be true to myself and keep doing it like I'm doing it. I'd rather the growth be authentic and reflective of what I'm trying to
I
do.
dig it. I dig it. Right.
I think it's kind of a cope. I think you're scared to see you're scared to succeed,
No,
man.
He clearly he's not scared. He was
he's
tempted as fuck.
he's trying to troll me to going vertical.
Okay.
It's
Nah,
what Joe just said. It's the type of audience I'm looking for. I want it to be more like this.
you don't want to
I'm
Participate.
see people
happy with
who
what
have
my
like
channel's been doing, and
5 second
so I want to
like
keep it going that way, even if
brain
it's slow
scroll.
growth. But like speaking of though, when are we gonna do games and stuff like that? Because that's another type of content that might bring in a different
What
crowd.
type of games you
Well,
got? Some in mind? I like them little
Yeah,
oracles.
we have tabletop simulators, so there's all these tabletop games we could play. We played Uno the other day. There's Sorry. There's the Game of Life, but Joe had some ideas yesterday. There's some games he played. Wits and Wagers. I forgot
what's
the other
that?
one. I want to work up the Cosmic Encounter because that's going to be a lot of fun. There's people on Twitch that stream that.
Well,
So
we need
like
more
any kind of
people.
board game, really. It could be video games like through Steam, like co-op games, or it could be through tabletop simulator. Like Moose and I played Clue the other day, the board game.
On
Yeah,
on some type of simulator, virtual something.
Yeah,
yeah.
Obviously,
Or we got
there's
poker,
blackjack,
like
all kind. Just pretty much any game you could think of, we could find a way to play it online. We just
right,
have to have a little group of like committed gamers willing to do it
right.
regularly.
I'm committed, but my schedule is so fucking varied. It's dumb. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing day to day.
that's mine too, basically. And my energy level fluctuates.
I would.
Well, we
I
need to
wake up
do it
at
where we have
4:30
like a
a.m.
group of 4 or 5 really committed people, and then people that are able to be a little less committed can still come in when they're able
I'm
to,
down with that part for sure. I like that
and
the
that
whole
would let
idea
Joe
sound
and
dope.
Moose and other people play
Still be able to
semi
participate.
regularly.
Yeah, I'll make it my business to make sure I know whatever game y'all play and learn it, so I can come kick y'all ass.
Yeah,
Almost
bring it
everything
on.
is simple, man.
That's what
Uno
I
is the
want. Some
best
good
game for
competition.
you know, just jumping in. You hop in with a bunch of people. Everybody could play Uno within like 2 minutes. You could.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, it'll come back. I ain't played in
we
20
did
years.
Monopoly
It'll
the
come
other
back.
day, and
30 years, 40 for Monopoly, but it'll come back.
Yeah,
and
man.
Joe is coming up with a Monopoly. He's going to monetize it, and there's going to be a cash prize
Man,
for
Joe
the
Interesting.
winner.
hasn't had to count since the last time he sold a dime bag.
Well,
Oh,
who's
the
the
other
Joe
Joe.
y'all
I'm
talking
sorry, I
about?
forgot.
Yeah, right,
We're filling up with Joes now.
right.
Oh, the guy who does
Yeah,
the
little white Joe.
yeah
Little
yeah
white Joe. Wow, he's really gonna like that one. Little white Joe.
little white Joe.
Wait, Joe Cool, dog. That's the
Exactly.
white Joe Cool.
Joe,
That's
Mr.
just
Accord.
Joe. What's his name? What's his name in chat?
Mr. Accord. In fact, we have we do a regular stream now, Wednesday, tomorrow, and Saturday, every day at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a regular series that we do called The Nexus, where we're trying to find people that want to like kind of commit to bringing the community to the next level and somehow
How do you accomplish
monetizing it.
that?
Huh?
How do you say bringing the community to the next level?
Yeah,
What
like
do you
Joe and
What do
I
you
both have a
guys?
lot of like commitment power, and so we're able to commit to keeping something stable. And if we bring in more people that have the same level of commitment, we can create this little core group that can use each other's skills and talents to build something that starts to bring in money, and then
That's
that's going to
dope.
let the rest of the people kind of with less time and commitment, still benefit from the efforts of this court.
Just creating the space is almost priceless, right? Where people can come and do that. The
Right.
90% of the
So
battle
that's
is
where I
just
come in.
having the
I
space.
create the
Yeah,
space, and now we're
yeah,
looking for more people to come in and use the space to take
yeah.
it to the next level. And then
What about the
everybody else that
community?
just
Who's the
uses the space
community?
casually will benefit from that.
Community. Okay, I guess I was asking when you said community, is it exclusive? Am I a part of that community?
Community's always exclusive in a way. There's always going to be
That's
some
what
kind
I'm
of
asking.
gatekeeping. But yeah, you're part of it because you're here
Did you
on the
ever
panel.
shout
Okay.
out to Hank for the super chat?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, my bad. Bad producer.
I did. And thank you, Hank. Hank has been one of our Hank and I showed up at the Panelverse at the same time. He's been here from the start.
Uh,
Man,
He's one of the most loyal regulars and supporters.
it's good.
I can't get the
Yeah,
color.
That's so.
I really appreciate Hank. What are
Yeah.
you doing, Busker?
I'm trying to
What is what does your palm say?
that's all right. Now I'm trying to activate the color, and now when I take away my hand, watch.
Oh,
Now
is
I'm
that through a laptop?
Yeah, this laptop's just so old.
Oh
and
wow.
fucked up. Like, yeah, see
Oh
that?
wow.
That's what it should look like.
What's
But
causing it to do that?
it
Re-
could be the television.
Uh,
Yeah. Uh, I if I light a bowl, it might even change. I think.
Is
Yeah.
it focusing on that light behind you? Is it somehow light sensitive, activated?
I don't know,
Look
man.
like when you cover that light, it suddenly works a little
This
better.
this laptop is from like fucking. It's
Yeah, who
ancient.
knows?
Maybe
It's
there's a
got,
way to get you
it's got
another
a
laptop.
CD-ROM drive. That's how old this thing is. And my dad got it because my good laptop broke because I'd stupidly poured vodka on the. I spilled vodka on the keyboard. It busted the whole fucking thing, and they couldn't fix it. So
Damn.
my dad just got me this refurbed old fucking thing. It doesn't even play CD-ROM or nothing, but it's got a drive. It just doesn't work, and it makes this god awful noise sometimes. It sounds like a vibrator, and it's a Dell. And I've always told people it's a Deldo. It's a fucking Deldo, man. Dude, it's a Deldo. Remember that ad? Dude, it's a Dell. Oh, cool. Remember that shit, Jeff?
Which one?
Dude, it's a Dell.
That ad. Remember that?
Oh yeah, that's what I have as a Dell.
Yeah. This is a Dell, and it's a Deldo because it
Oh,
vibrates sometimes.
Maybe there's a way to get you a
I
computer
think there's a
somehow.
way I can turn off the background noise. If you guys hear it at all, let me know, because I think pretty sure it's still turned off.
Because I don't hear it honestly, the background noise.
I'm just being
And
very
you might have
patient. You're
your
irritating me,
setting.
bro.
Yeah, you have your setting checked to reduce background noise.
Yeah, it's all checked. Yeah.
Yeah, well, nobody would have noticed it had you not said
Automatically
that,
adjust.
the color either. No one would have known none of that shit. Had you not said that.
Yeah.
That's the baby.
All right. I wish I could. Really wish I could change the color of my face. This is just ugly shit, man. I look like a Smurf. like I'm fucking from.
Like the Blueberry Girl.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was trying to think the name. That was Willy Wonka's.
Willy Wonka. Very good.
She looked like a fucking big fat blueberry.
Yes.
What's her name? Veruca Salt.
Woo!
I hated her.
I was grown before I saw that. My girlfriend at the time told me about it.
That was a trippy movie. When they go in that tunnel, that psychedelic tunnel, that's trippy.
All that
was
shit was
creepy.
crazy. I'm like, ain't these kids dead? What the
I
fuck?
couldn't wait for some of
What
them
is
to
this?
explode
You're right.
or fall
Some
in the
of them
chocolate
pretty
or whatever.
horrible people, right? Yeah.
I always wondered what the hell happened to all those people who got injured at the fucking chocolate factory. What happened to all them?
They say in the end, everything work out somehow. We'll get it done here. We'll do this and that. They ease your mind before the movie's over.
Yeah, I guess they must. I don't know because really can't. I can remember the movie, but I don't remember what happened to the.
Yeah, it looked like they were dying, getting sucked through them small tubes and all that liquid and shit
Yeah,
like that.
right. Fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
one of them blew up really big, and I think they
Yeah,
rolled him or her away.
yeah. That little chick was turning into a big blueberry, and
Who else? The bubble gum guy. What happened to him? Oh,
They
he
had
once
was Augustus Gloop. One of them fell
Augustus.
in the chocolate.
Yeah,
yeah,
that.
that's right. There was
Yeah,
another one. Yeah,
One
that's
of them got
right.
sucked up the tubes.
right. That was the chocolate. One fell in the
That
chocolate,
was
got
kind
sucked
of
up too.
traumatizing watching that as a kid.
Yeah,
Right.
that was not a children's. That was a fucked up movie to show to kids.
I
Yeah.
was I was older, and I still thought it was fucked up.
I watched the tunnel scene as an adult and I was creeped out.
Right.
They had like chicken heads flying around in there.
The gum scene when they had the belch when they were about to get killed by that spinning fan playing. What kind of shit is that, bro? And they had the belch. Hurry up, belch. And that's how they went back there. They would have
Sabotage. How did
died.
you get off of ban? You're supposed to be permanently banished to hell.
He's talented.
I don't know. She sneaked in somehow. Maybe she's under another account. I think I'm gonna block her. Bye. Yeah, bye. Go. She's one of my haters. I don't know why the haters bother to come here. All right, let's get you out of here. Bye.
They have nothing better to do, I guess.
No, no, no. They enjoy it. You wouldn't come there. There's no such thing as nothing better to do. They get a dopamine rush out of that shit.
That's their life. Yeah, that's their life. She's probably
Yeah.
old, lonely, shut in, nothing else to do.
That's it. They don't have anything better to do.
This is
and
probably the most exciting thing that's
That
going to
was-
happen to
it
her
was
all
great.
day. Maybe the batteries in her vibrator went out or something. So
dopamine drive thing going on too at the
Yeah.
same time. They're like they don't have anything better to do, and they think, well,
It's exciting.
it's right at the touch of a finger. I can fuck with somebody.
Yes. You know, they got psychiatrists who see people now. Some trolls, it becomes so addictive that they can't stop. And they got psychiatrists who specialize in that shit now.
in panel addiction.
And trolling. Some
Oh,
trolls cannot stop. And they got psychiatrists who see them now.
well,
God.
Bex and I were going to start a little support group for like the panelverse and people that deal with trolls and drama and all that on how to support each other. But then I feel like it kind of went away. That was the first troll I've seen in a while.
Hmm. They got to know the room too. You know, some rooms, you know, you can do your thing all day long. I wouldn't come to Jeff's and expect to say rude shit and stay in chat for long. Yeah.
Yeah, like Talcott, TML, Machine Lies. Those are the channels where I think the trolls have the most chance.
Okay. I thought you was gonna say you banned all them. Oh, have
No,
you
they
banned them? Okay.
they're the most. I think they're the most
Liberal or
liberal
whatever.
about who
Yeah.
they let on
Right.
and how much tolerance they give a person.
Yes. Yes. And even or even not just tolerance, stage time. Like
Yeah,
Jack will endlessly give a motherfucking troll stage time. You're like, what the fuck?
yeah, and TML too. And then they have entire drama channels where that's allowed.
Yeah.
They want you to go there and troll because that's their content.
Yes. And then you have drama channels or certain rooms that where you can troll and have fun with it, but I wouldn't say they're necessarily nefarious and trying to hurt motherfuckers. Shit that you still do you know, certain jokes or crack on people that in some rooms just wouldn't allow it.
Yeah,
But some places it might be considered funny. I got to consider that because I go on a bunch of different panels every time. In my head, it's a great joke, but it's my friend and she's a reverend. I'm not going to crack that one over here. I got to do that shit all the time.
so you're able to adapt yourself to different panels, like figure out what their
I think so.
norms are.
And I'm still like quirky or something where I'm not normally really fit in, but I can just make it where I manage to fit in. Everybody got to give me wrenches so I don't get popped in the chat, that type of shit. Yeah,
Your
barely
protected
fit in.
class.
All right, that type of shit. But I always get along with the host, right? You know, the hosts obviously have better humor and, you know, thicker skin and shit. Because, you know, even if me and the host get into it, like, I still call you that night, and they still call me to we're still friends like a motherfucker. But I walk in there, there's 8 motherfuckers, jumping on me, man, because I disagree so fucking much.
There's hardly any
Dude,
panels I can
brother,
go to anymore.
brother,
That
can you stop
either I get
disagreeing with me?
harassed or I can't fit myself into whatever they're doing on the panel and I have to leave.
Interesting, bro. Yeah, both, whether either or, both are interesting.
Yeah, so I stay here in my little corner. Let them come to me.
I'm gonna get beat up for saying I think that's unhealthy. I'd rather see. I think you'd be flourishing in other, spaces and shit. I don't know
Well,
how
that
difficult
is
it
where a
is,
lot of
but
my growth came from by going to other panels. But I just
yeah,
can't find.
like
It's
Rachel, you
taking a
seem like
gamble every time, and 9 times out of 10, it's gonna blow up within like
you
5 or 10 minutes.
you
I'm gonna
tried
end up
Rachel's.
leaving or getting
Look like
kicked.
look like you'd be at home on Rachel's. She's sweet as fuck.
Who?
Rachel's Ghost. Rachel's Ghost. You should look it up. I think
Oh no, yeah,
look,
I follow her.
the
You think she'd
disc
be okay?
vinyl vinyl community. Yeah, she's
Flo is live right now.
oh
I saw where Flo started this new monetary system where
yeah.
you have to buy memberships to get on the panel,
I
and
just
then he only drops the link after he gets a certain amount of donations
yeah.
or super
Let's
chats. But
just
if you want early access, you can join a membership tier.
You ain't gonna get my fucking money.
I was about to ask you guys. I guess you kicked in early.
Just,
Man, I'm not paying to come to the party, bro. You know me. If
uh,
I'm not VIP, that shit
You're
ain't flying.
VIP. I wouldn't take. I don't. I
I'm
understand the
not
model.
talking about your
There's some
panel. I'm
appeal to
talking
it, but
about
there's
Phil's
something in me
panel.
that resists charging for access to the when I'm trying to build a
I bet you.
community.
I bet you Flo had to cross that same bridge, Jeff.
And he uses Ko-fi, which I do have a Ko-fi link, because they don't take the 30% that YouTube does. So he gets to keep more of the money. If you really want to support the channel, by the way, the Ko-fi link will let me keep more of your support than YouTube does. YouTube takes 30% of the super chats and the memberships.
dude, you gotta check out buymeacoffee.com.
I
One,
That's
did.
a
I used to have a
sour.
Buy Me a Coffee, and I went with Ko-fi instead because I think there was less fees or they took
even
less or
less.
something.
Wow, because that was supposed to be a lot less than YouTube.
And then I also have a Cash App for those that use that. So in any of those options, the Ko-fi or the Cash App, I get way more of the cut. But YouTube just makes it convenient to. Oh, look at Kitty, she's on it. There's my Ko-fi link.
There you go.
And then we're gonna start doing membership tiers eventually. That's one of the things, like this thing we're doing with Joe. We're trying to build up an extra level of engagement for people that want more. I guess people with more commitment that want to invest a little bit more, pay and have a deeper experience. But I
I hear
still
what you're
want to
saying.
keep the majority of it available for free because
Yeah.
that's what I'm here for. That's what keeps the community going.
I just heard, I thought that that's what was going on. I saw Flo asking people. I didn't know that was an entire change to last night. I was there and I heard him say it.
Yeah.
Well, until you reach a certain so and so, certain amount of minutes, the panel's on.
Pay me
He
if
would,
you want a panel. You got to pay.
he would
Yeah,
have
I
had to
think
make
it's.
the same decisions that we're going over in our head right now. He'd have had to think of those things.
And like Chuck, I think he's at the
I
maybe
think it's a
show
good
him and
thing.
Chuck are on the panel early because Chuck gets to come up at the beginning.
I see wisdom there. Yeah, I
But
I
see the
think
then
it's
other
a good
then
side.
I'm
I
thing
not
see
in
for
the
control of my
detriment.
his
panel.
show
It's
because
pay to
he's
play, and
exhausting.
I would rather have the people that I want on, and not just the people that pay. Because if I do it that way, I'm stuck with the people with the ability to pay, and
Well,
they might
you're
not
looking for
necessarily be the people
parasocial
I want to form a
relationships
panel
rather
with.
than
They will not be the people you
horizontal.
want to
I
form a
heard of
panel
it.
with more often than not.
Right.
Yeah.
You're looking for a
However,
different type of community. He's looking for a drama effect, and
no,
he's
no, no,
looking for
no.
a game feel.
I'm sorry, but I disagree with that. I think it's all about the bread. He's trying
Yeah,
to make
with Flo.
a job out of this. Not
He's Flo is a true capitalist, and I admire him for that. I
yes,
respect
like
his
you know,
embrace of capitalism. I
in
learn a
that
lot from
sense,
seeing him.
you get in these and in here, and you say, "Are you going to make a job, or am I playing around?" At some point, you got to make the tough decisions.
Kitty, no way you are blowing my mind. There's no way. Are you? You're a boy, Kitty? This whole I've known Kitty for a while because I was part of the other community that they mod from, and I swear to God, this whole time I had you pictured.
Kitty, are you a troll? You
There's
know we're
no.
gonna think you're a girl.
I no. I have to. This is worse than transgender people. I have to rewire my whole brain to accommodate this reality now.
I
There's
know.
for
Yeah.
years, I've had you pictured as Ninja Kitty Bonks. That's not a guy.
I
Are you
know, right?
gay? That's not a
That's
guy.
the next question, right? Are
Does
you gay or
does he say the
trans or
word?
something?
Does he say the word
A
fabulous?
straight white male. No way. Now I
All right.
picture
Ninja
him
Kitty.
sitting there in a wife beater, cracking open a beer.
That's
What's
funny.
the
It's the
one?
cat thing. It honestly is. That doesn't seem like something a straight white male
All
would
right,
do.
what's the one word that a straight male should never ever say? One
Uh,
word. One
he's
word.
oh, Gabby. I was gonna say he's cute. That irks the hell
Uh,
out of me when dudes say
that's
that.
that's
That's
like
two words.
that's an exclamation, but like well, you can exclaim just the one word.
A
It's just
word that a straight white male should never say.
yeah, and it's just you'll never hear a straight white male say it. Typically, I'm pretty damn sure you'll never ever hear a white male say or
No,
a
nugga,
straight male. I meant to say
nugga.
No,
nickel,
I've heard
a
plenty of
nickel.
those.
No, but like it's the word is called it's fabulous,
That's
fabulous.
pretty
Oh,
gay.
that's a
That's
good point.
pretty gay.
Oh, how come I didn't know that? Yeah, I think you're right.
Yes, yeah.
That's the
If I
one
heard anybody
solid
say that,
word.
I would not assume they are a straight white male.
Yes,
Yeah, exactly, dude.
I was gonna say girlfriend,
girl.
but
Yeah, you
fabulous
in
is
what context? Right, girl in a certain context. Yeah, girl. If you do
yeah.
that, stop it.
Let me tell you, girlfriend.
I got a gay buddy who called everybody boy. I'm like, straight
Really?
people don't say that. He be like, boy, you ain't ready yet. I mean, like, straight dudes, he think nobody can tell he's gay. No, you're wrong. It's clear to everyone but you, bro.
I know that is more of a black thing.
Which part? The boy?
Boy.
Boy, you better get on. You better get up there.
Yeah.
It's because women say it to us, and he
Yeah. The
says it all
mama.
the time.
That's what. Yeah. The
Yeah,
mamas. Right.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Come over here,
Uh,
boy.
yeah. Boy, you better.
When I moved back from Vegas to New Orleans, I did this little job where you're a fake juror. Like they do mock jury trials for the lawyers to try to like workshop their cases, and they pay you.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of us there, and there was this one black guy, and the man leading it was this white guy, and he was taking questions, and we were raising our hands and asking questions, and the black guy raised his hand and asked me questions, and at some point, the black guy was continuing his question, and the lawyer was ready to move on and take another question. He said, "Just a minute, boy," to the black guy, and the minute he said it, it hit my ear. I'm like, that was racism. I
Uh-oh.
know the way he's saying boy, and he
Yeah.
was seeing this black guy different than everybody else in the room. And when the black guy was asking questions, it was irritating him in a way that the white people weren't. And he let out that boy after too many questions. And I felt so uncomfortable watching that. So when the woke talk about like that microaggression or that to me it wasn't even hidden. It was very obvious that there was a racial bias to this way this lawyer was saying boy to this black guy. And
Yeah.
it's also a southern thing. It's like a Louisiana or a southern thing. But so it does exist, but that's like one of the few times in my life where I've actually witnessed it. Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Well, no problem. Did everybody's browser crash?
No, I mean,
Okay.
um,
Right. It was very uncomfortable and ugly to hear an older white guy call this young black guy boy in front of a whole group of white people just for asking questions. When it was it was question time. We were all asking questions. In fact, I never went back. That was the only way I. That was the only day I did it, and I never went back. So see, I am anti-racist. Yeah, I guess it could be that too. In this, because it was in Louisiana, and I know that culture, and I know the type of people, I can almost guarantee there was a racial undertone to it as well. So yes, I've never said racism doesn't exist, and
I've
misogyny
missed
doesn't exist. It's just I know it as an exception, not as the rule. Like it
uh,
really stands out when you see it.
misogyny and racism.
Oh shit! I was trying to talk, but I was muted. Oh fuck.
I
Um,
missed all that shit.
I was told I was walking out of it when I could walk with a cane. Back when I could walk with a cane, I was walking out of a fucking liquor store, and there's these 3 or 4 black teenagers, and I thought, well, are they gonna mug me? Are they gonna, it's like I really like when I was walking in there, I'm thinking, what are they all about? I'm just like, but as I'm walking out, they're all like, yo, Gimp Cracker, go
Give cracker.
Gimp cracker.
Gimp Cracker.
See,
And
it does. I've seen it happen on both sides. Absolutely, it happens on
So
both
so
sides.
black people can be racist. I hope some
Yes, y'all
black people
can.
are
It's
watching this.
tribalism. Everybody can be
Uh,
tribal and
a
is
lot of
tribal.
a lot of black people believe that black people cannot, for some reason, by
That's
definition, be
cope.
racist. It's cope. It's not
well,
logical. That's for damn sure.
if you're white in the outskirts of Baltimore City, you kind of see it. But like, there's also good ones. There's good black people, good white people, good everybody. But
Most
you know,
most black people I've met, like I meet very few, but I love black people. I probably like it better than white people.
me too. I have I've some of my best friends are Cajun or Creole musicians. Like,
The
If you
people I
ask,
have to be most nervous around is a room full of middle class white people or upper class white people. That's when I'm at my most like socially alert.
I can't keep my mouth closed, so I can't keep a friend in a case like that. I don't know.
Yeah, same
Shit.
here.
how's that miracle alien cookies hitting you?
It just stole another thought that
Praise
I had
God.
and lost it. It just took another thought of mine. It lost my train of thought.
No,
That's is that solely the weed you think?
no,
It is because I've learned that if I have some intentional I have to do that requires writing or thinking a certain way, I won't smoke. I'll gummy. I won't smoke until later because I know
Oh,
I can't concentrate in certain ways once
I
I
hear
start
you.
smoking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the RSO capsules that I can stay completely straight. It's like not like any kind of marijuana
Right.
drunkenness feeling, like the
Right.
terpene. It's always the
Right.
terps that like the terps are like indica terps are never any good for me. I can't even walk when I'm on them.
oh yeah.
I know.
I can deal with sativa terps, no doubt.
Right, right. The only thing I don't like about sativa gets you just as high as great, but it makes me annoyed. I hate that shit. It takes me to a place of anxiety, man. Fuck that. I don't
Oh
get
yeah.
it.
Sometime in the beginning until it kicks in and levels off.
Yeah, I don't give it a chance, bro. I
I
immediately when I feel that shit, I go smoke some
I
indica
used
immediately.
fuck yeah, dude. I used to have real bad anxiety with all pot. Like just one hit would make me have a tailspin, like I'm leaving my body.
Right.
And what it was like anxiety, and then I'd have the taste of pennies. I'd have this kind of a seizure,
Let's see.
and like so, I
Sounds
got
like
on
fun.
I got on benzos, and then I never had that problem ever again. I can smoke all the pot in the world, and I never get paranoid or
Oh
anything.
yeah. Uh huh. It does do that. It takes that.
And
Sometimes when I've had sativas that were strong enough, and I couldn't ride out the anxiety, I had to pop like half a benzo to get it down.
yeah,
It's
and
Yeah.
very rare, but sometimes they do that.
Right.
I take a milligram every single day, once in the morning, once in the evening. Uh,
It's
8 milligram of benzo. Don't you take them in like the hundreds or something? I don't know. It's been a while
yeah,
since.
it's
I
only a milligram. Like I used to be on a milligram and a half, but the one new psychiatrist took away the half, and it totally kind of fucked my life up. Everything completely changed in my marbles. I turned into a different person when he took it away.
What's a strong benzo?
Well,
Xanax.
No,
yeah,
no, I meant like he said milligrams. Is 10? Is that
Well, when
considered
when
strong?
when my doctor wanted to prescribe it to me, I told him, I said I want the absolute lowest dose possible, and he said zero point 0.5 is the lowest that they make it in, but
Right.
I can do zero point 0.5 and you can split them in half because they come scored. So that's what I do. I split the zero
that's
point
right.
0.5 and I start with 0.25, and that's almost always
Yeah.
enough. I've never had to go beyond 0.25.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like, I've been on these things since 15 years ago. I don't. It's been a long time. I've been on this shit, but for many reasons, I take this. Fucking, I have an- I have anxiety attacks. I have sleep seizures. I have
Uh,
uh, like
Seems like weed would be great for all of that shit.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, Durban poison
well, weed by itself.
and
Like
green crack.
I love Durban poison and I love green crack. I haven't had either of those in a while. Those are good classics. Fuck
The
yeah.
the way my doctor did it for my panic attacks, and mine were medical. It was like my adrenaline gland was leaking adrenaline or something. He gave me Klonopin to take, I think, in the morning and evening, kind of to set a baseline, and then the Xanax was as needed when I actually had the panic. So the Klonopin was going to reduce the frequency, and
Mm.
then the Xanax was for when they actually happened, and I needed to get it back to baseline.
So you had a leaky adrenaline valve.
That's how he explained it. He said, because I was like, I thought I was having a heart attack. I was teaching at the time, and I was at school teaching the kids, and all of a sudden I was thinking I was having a heart attack, and I'm like, you can't have a heart attack in front of these kids. You got to hold it together. The paramedics had to come to the school 3 times and
Damn.
take me out of the school on a stretcher in front
So
of the
what was
kids.
the anxiety attacks? What was
And
it?
it turned out it was anxiety, and it was just random. It was just like random times of the day
I dig it.
my
Yeah,
body would start freaking out. It wasn't like related to any event that was happening.
I get
Exactly,
it.
And
exactly.
he
That's
said
Well,
sometimes people's adrenaline can like leak out little drops of adrenaline to your body, and it could set off a panic reaction. And
are
he
you
yeah.
said, so for
saying?
that reason, I'm going to put you on these medications.
I was about to ask. Is there a way that they got a some medical they could do? Apparently,
That was enough. That helped it. The Klonopin and the Xanax, and
Dude,
then
like
eventually it stopped eventually because I hardly get them at all now.
all
Like,
I'd have to do is eat just a little too much, and that would set it off. Like I said, that's the same thing. I never got it really diagnosed of how like the
what kicks it
adrenaline.
up? Could it be your environment, Jeff?
well,
Food,
some
diet?
some panic attacks are situations. It's like a reaction to something happening, but mine seem to just be random. And I've had where I've called the paramedics and they've come to my house thinking I was having a heart attack, and then they diagnose me as no, it's just panic, and they give me like Gatorade. They help me to breathe. They tell me to calm down, and they say
Yeah,
call us if you need us again. But it's not a heart attack. They hook the
that's a
machines
fact.
up to me and they test me because when you're having a panic attack, you feel like you're losing your mind and going insane and having a heart attack at the same time, and you have no
Well,
idea what's going on in your body. It feels like a
Right.
sudden, like a seizure or an attack just
yeah,
happening randomly out of the blue.
exactly.
When it's in relation to something happening, it's easier to identify as okay, I'm panicking because this thing is
Right.
happening. But
Right.
these medical types are completely different. It's like a random little event that just comes. I could be sitting watching TV and
That's
suddenly
right.
one will start.
My caveman mind won't let me think anything except cause and effect, and I still want to diagnose the cause, right? And, whether it seems like something would cause bring it on.
It's not anything in particular that caused mine. It was just happening at random.
Yeah, it's just that random, and those are the scariest ones where there's no reason for your body to be reacting to something, and suddenly you
Exactly.
feel like you're having a heart attack.
That
It's like
is.
there's
And then your
absolutely
thoughts go crazy too. Like your thinking gets really, like you
yeah.
feel like you lose. It feels like I'm going into psychosis. Like I
That's
can't
right.
keep control of my thoughts. So it happens in the mind, and the body kind of all at the same time. And then you freak out about that, and it creates a feedback loop that starts feeding even more into the panic. And that's why I find that cold water or ice water can like zap that reaction
Yeah.
enough to
Ah,
keep it from escalating, and it gives me time to kind of get conscious control of it
cold
from
water
that point.
drinking or immersing your face or
I put it on my forehead. I get
yeah.
some ice or some cold water. I have a rag I can soak that
What
holds cold
about
water.
on TV? I always see them use the bag. Did your doctor ever tell you that's an option so you can
No, in
hold
fact, the
carbonize?
doctor never told me anything. I learned this on my own from doing
That's
mental health
right.
work.
Me
And
too.
Yeah, all the movies, you're having a panic attack. Get a paper bag. You're right, and they breathe in a few times, and then you
oh, I
got
have done the paper bag before. In fact, after I lost Mike, and I was like out of my mind with grief. And I would every time the memory would come back of the reality that I had just lost him, I would get
right.
into that state, and people would hand me paper bags and
Oh
say, "Here,
wow.
breathe into the bag. That'll like bring you back to reality and keep you from going into that state of." It was a state of shock more than anything. It was called
Yeah.
an acute shock reaction,
Dude,
Wow.
that
Interesting.
helped.
and
The
the bag did help with it. In fact, I took a paper bag with me to his funeral, just in case.
Yeah, you like me. I can't dig funerals, man. I be crying more than the family members. They be consoling me. I
I
don't dig
thought I
that.
was, but I ended up laughing because it was a Vegas funeral, so it was like this
I
generic
don't even know what
funeral
that
home, and it was
is.
real like
Oh, okay, okay.
impersonal. It was like they set it up. Nobody knows anybody, and so they just like try to put on a funeral like everybody there is a family, but it's just Vegas, and it's all transient people. And the preacher was some guy from India, and he spoke Hindu, and he started doing this weird singing or chanting, and it was so hilarious to me for some reason. Like he was like, "Oh, yeah, la, 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 la," and I'm like, if Mike were here right now, he would be laughing his ass off. And so I was like trying to hold my laughter in, listening to this
oh
preacher. And
my
I'm like, this is the perfect funeral. This is the funeral he would want. He would want me laughing at this preacher. He would want me remembering the good times and the laughter and
Yeah,
stuff. And so I felt
that
like the
sounds
best way
cool.
to honor him at the funeral was to enjoy the humor of this preacher.
man, that's the most heartwarming funeral story I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, it made me think of
Seriously.
in my neighborhood, a lot are gang funerals, and a lot get shot up, and they get really fucking weird. That's what I funerals think of. You got to think of how plugged with this guy as a gang member, because if he's high ranking, which is everybody is, it's a good chance someone's going to ride past and shoot up the funeral. Even cops have to take into consideration, because they may have to make a decision in their head if they're going to post police out there. And the more high ranking or whatever he is, the more police. If he's a regular high ranking dude, a few police. That's what I think of funerals. My first thought.
Yeah, man, I've seen. Well, it seems like in a lot of mops shows, there's a lot of funeral attacks.
I want a
Yeah,
second line at mine. I don't want anybody. In fact, my mom has already told us when she passes, she wants us to have a party. She wants us partying, having fun, celebrating life. That's the way she wants to be remembered. And I gave her my word that that's what I would do. I made a commitment to her that when she
you
goes,
confident? You sound
it's
confident,
gonna
like you
be
can pull
the
it off.
party is gonna be on.
You know
So
what,
I'm gonna
man?
party my ass off
I
for a
think
few days in
that'll
honor of
make
her.
that'll make you feel really good. But I think I found the alcohol. I don't know if you find it, but with alcohol, if you're gonna do that, it's gonna make you feel even more like.
I don't drink.
Well,
I
that's
don't
great.
drink.
Yeah, yeah. Alcohol is really. Sometimes I
In
fuck up.
fact, after I lost Mike, I was so deep in grief and I had that acute stress reaction. I would try like a beer here and there, a glass of wine, and I would black out. I would have blackouts because of the state my body was in and the
So you
alcohol.
telling me that, like, I heard of people drink and go to blackout. I've done that shit myself, but you're saying even a small amount will cause a blackout.
Blackouts is how quickly your blood alcohol content goes up, how quickly it spikes. So it's not the amount, but it's how quickly the blood alcohol ratio changes.
Yeah,
And so if you
yeah,
can drink like one or two beers really, really fast and black out because it's
yeah.
raising your
Okay.
blood alcohol tint very quickly instead
Yeah,
of sipping it over time, which keeps it more
yeah.
level.
2 beers and I give somebody else my car keys.
Yeah, if you shotgun 2 beers and you're already in a like vulnerable, compromised state physiologically, that's enough to
Yeah.
black you out right there. I fell off the side of a mountain one time from just we were hiking and I was drinking beers on the hike, and next thing I know, they're like people with flashlights. They're pulling me off the embankment. I'm 10 feet down, and I had no memory of any of it. I thought I had fell in the parking lot and scraped my head, and they're like, "No, you don't remember falling off the mountain. We had to go rescue." I'm like,
Holy
"What? No."
Holy shit. Dude, that is crazy.
It's unbelievable. You wouldn't even write that shit because you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't even
No, it
write
was at the
it.
Hoover Dam. They had these railroad tunnels we were
Oh my
hiking in.
God.
Wow.
You wake up the flashlights and say, over here. I see him. What the fuck
That's what
wrong with
happened. I had
y'all?
no memory of any of it. And it was off of just a couple of beers.
That's crazy. That's
So
Yeah.
drink
crazy.
slowly if you don't want to black out because they're very scary. I've had friends that have driven home from the bar and had no memory of driving home because they were in a blackout state the whole
Right.
time.
I walked home from college. I drank some in college, and there was this really long, complex a group of tunnels that people had taught me how you could avoid the security guards and get from building to building, and that I could never remember. But somehow I got drunk. It was late night. I snuck back into the dorm, do somebody else's dorm. I'm like, how the fuck I pull that off? I ain't never been able to do that shit.
Joe, you have to go through tunnels
Yeah,
to
I
avoid
got
security. Not even cops, just security guards.
yeah.
The
You
Underground
all in the
Railroad.
laundry rooms and shit. You had to know which way to turn and shit.
Wow.
And Jeff, did I tell you when I was drunk, I drove Wilson from Eunice to Lafayette?
Drunk?
Yeah, fucking wasted.
They probably would even notice the difference down there.
But like,
Yeah.
the next day I found out that Mark and Ann were concerned about Wilson because I drove him back, but my God, dude, we were running on fumes, but we were only 15 minutes coming back from Eunice to Lafayette.
When you say run on fumes, you mean the car or you guys?
Yeah, the car that
Oh, the car.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I've driven my car many times under the E.
Yeah.
but
Because
like,
someone told me they're like, the E is just that you always have more gas than
It's
the
true.
E. The E doesn't actually mean empty. You still have a gallon or two in reserve that the E doesn't indicate.
I've
And I'm like, oh,
tested
okay, I
that
have plenty of
theory.
gas. I'm on E. I still have 2 gallons of gas.
you know
Uh,
what the most annoying thing was he was drunk too, but he was trying to talk to me in French and he was fucking with me and he was saying my name. He was like mocking me or doing something.
yeah, that sounds irritating as fuck.
It was just like this long rambling in French, and then using my name, and I'm just like, oh God, Wilson, come on, man, I'm just trying to drive home, man. I don't want to kill us. Mark would kill me.
And hey, Jess, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you,
Uh,
man.
Jeff, if a guy, uh, in your opinion, more than what the law says, um, if a guy drunk drives like he does 3 times and gets away with it. However, some guy walks up and says, I can prove that he drove drunk those 3 times and made it home safely, but he drove drunk. Should he be penalized?
How do you prove it? Because they
Let's say
usually
that's
go by
irrelevant
blood
for now.
alcohol content. And
Yeah,
it's hard to prove after the fact.
let's say I have some way that you can prove it. Does that guy should he be penalized?
How do you mean? How can they
I
prove?
would say
Fuck
it
that.
depends on the
Assume
law.
I
So
have
I
a way
guess
to
you're
prove it.
asking what should the law be in those cases.
No, that's why I said I'd rather have your opinion as opposed to giving me the law. But if they coincide, that's one
Like
thing.
really it comes down to if they successfully manage to drive home drunk.
Yes,
Should they be allowed to get away with it if
and
they
they've done
pull
it
it off?
3 times. So yes, that's what it comes down to. Yeah.
That's a hard one because I'm very anti-drunk driving, but I also come from a state where it's kind of the norm. Like I've done it, everybody else. I've had 2 beers
Right,
at the
you've been
bar. I'm
condemning a
fine.
lot of people. I hear you. Yeah,
Um,
that's a good one.
I'm
It's
leaning
tough.
just
You haven't-
intuitively. I'm leaning
Yeah,
toward no,
yes.
but I'm open to arguments from the other side as well. I'm not committed
I
one way or
dig
the
it.
other.
I
I'm
think
just
that's
leaning
hard.
toward why go back and penalize something for a crime where there was no actual victim for it? That seems like unnecessary. It's going to be set up to unnecessarily harass a lot of people.
Yes, I think so. Seems like there lies heart. That's what heart is. Understand and get in other people's shoes to some degree, to a big degree. Again, that's why you got to meet all types of people, man. I was in Florida years ago, and I went to. It was during COVID, and everybody was outdoors, and the outdoor seating was huge. You know, you can dozens and dozens of people. They had little games, so you throw the sand in the little holes and shit like that. It was on a dock. Restaurant out there, all that bullshit. And it would be everybody out there was stereotypical. And not just stereotypical in always. You had the stereotypical older white people from Florida. You had whatever the Hicks. You had the motorcycle riders with the long beards. And it was
The
some of the greatest
NASCAR.
fucking time ever.
But they're
Um,
not. All of them aren't wearing masks, are they?
Nobody wore masks.
That's good.
Nobody was wore masks.
I
I didn't
was.
think the servers wore masks. But the point was that we all got together and had I not traveled, I would not have understood less that you should not stereotype motherfuckers, man, because it was the most wonderful time ever. When I was leaving, people was running up to, I didn't want you to leave without saying goodbye. Motorcycle motherfuckers, old people running across the docks. Ma'am, you're too old. You shouldn't come this far. Oh, I didn't want you to go without saying how great a time. And that kill any stereotypes you got when you see that happen. It kills them.
Good. That's what
Yeah.
stereotypes are for. To be replaced by a richer understanding of reality.
Yeah. That's the panel shit. All of this shit helps that.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
Even to some degree, I imagine pen pals. Remember that?
I do. I
Maybe.
had one growing up. I don't remember anything about them. We got them through school. I don't even remember what country they were from. I don't even think they wrote me back. They might have written me one letter. I couldn't even keep a pen pal.
Oh. I used to write letters to a girl I liked back when I was in school. That's the only time I'd write letters of a girl I liked. And
Jeff,
she
you
ignored
killing
them.
me with your stories, bro.
I had
Joey,
this whole little
love
kit. It had
letters.
like a wax seal that you put on the envelope,
Yeah.
and you had your stamp with your letter. I had all kind of
Yeah, there
fancy
you
stuff
go.
to write letters. I never used it. I had
Dude,
calligraphy
that's
pens.
fucking fancy shit.
Yes.
I've never seen that dude so mad in my life. I'll never forget it.
Oh,
Which dude?
oh.
I'm not saying. Joe already knows.
I was thinking of him at 9-year-old ass with the calligraphy pen. I'm
Somebody from
gonna
the
do it this
Paddleverse.
time, and don't really do it. Oh fuck! I'm
Yeah,
coughing.
yeah, it's a good guy too. It's one of the good ones, right? It's he's sitting there and he's driving. He's on the way to his girl's house, and he he said something like, I'll be there in an hour. And Joe says, "Well, thanks for telling me. I'll leave the back door shut or something like that."
Fatty, Uncle Fatty, we do that all the time. Yeah. So that's one of the
And
jokes I would not crack in any room, right? You get thrown the fuck out of some rooms cracking that joke. Fatty thinks it's hilarious.
What was the joke?
He'll, he'd say something about, we'll crack a joke. Now it's evolved so much. I'm leaving. Every time he hops on a panel, I always tell him I just left his mom's house. And he'd be
Oh,
like, hey, Joe, did you leave the back door open for me? And shit like that,
oh,
so we do that dumb shit.
yeah, but this dude was on his way, right? He was driving. He was like, "I'm on the way right now. I'm on the way." And
He was
and Joe's
joking.
like,
This is a running joke.
and Joe's like, "All right, thanks for letting me know. I'm out of here." And
Yeah.
and he got so mad. He's
Fatty
like,
did?
Did he? I don't
"No,
even remember that. We still crack
no,
jokes about that every
Joe,
time I see him.
we're talking about the missing link, brother."
That yes, no, that wasn't a
Oh,
joke. That wasn't a joke. Yes, the joke was. Oh, maybe it was. It was somebody's
It was
girlfriend.
the joke. He was driving there. He was
Okay.
on the thing. He had his
Okay,
scooter the
maybe I
long
did. All
time.
right, all right. He was furious. Well, yeah, he was furious, bro.
For
Oh no.
days.
Yes. And I was a dick, Jeff, that guy, that arrogant fuck who irritates you to no end. I was that dude. Like, tell them just grow up. Who else is off list? Are pets on the list? Can I? Because he was like, you shouldn't make jokes about people's girlfriends. I was like, really? Who else is that list exclusive? I was being a dick about it. Wow, he was super angry. It was great for a while. He was,
I can't stand people that try to police humor.
yeah.
Like like even Kathy Griffin when she told the pussy joke in front of all those black the Apollo and all the black
Uh,
people freaked out and booed her. I didn't understand that either.
how? I think she's the funniest fuck in the world. How? What joke could she say
Oh, you
that's
don't remember her? Google Kathy Griffin and Apollo. She it was some joke about I don't know plastic surgery or something and black people's lips and it looks like they have a pussy on their face or something and the crowd went silent.
Dang.
It was almost worse than a boo. It was dead
Dang.
silence. And in
Oh,
fact, let
the
me try to
joke
find the
Wow.
now.
clip. She tried to
Yeah, I want
recover
to hear the
from it.
joke now. I gotta see if it was tasteful or not, because I'm a huge Kathy Griffin fan, man. And I know most people think her shit's inappropriate.
Oh, they might have
Wait,
scrubbed it from the internet. Let's see. Oh, now I'm more determined to find it than ever.
oh, here's one. I got a good story. Last night I saw that redacted where they say a U.S. soldier was found. I don't even know in Russia. Uh, was caught in Russia in a group of fighters and shit, and he was killed. And they showed his tattoo on redacted, and I
Oh
wanted to see if
yeah,
it was
yeah,
real. And I googled it, there was nothing. And I went to a second search engine, and I found it. I thought that was interesting.
yeah. Like
Wow.
the
Yeah.
Google is blocked. You can't even find that Bill Gates is in trouble overseas because of
They
the
What?
absolutely
What?
scrubbed this from the internet. I cannot find it anywhere. Okay, if anybody has the Kathy Griffin at the Apollo clip, I will show it on stream.
Wow.
I might get my channel struck over it now.
Wow.
I think you're a conspiracy theorist.
That is interesting, man. I know that
Let
they
me see
took
if
the.
Wikipedia has it. Or did they scrub it from Wikipedia? Banned from Apollo Theater. Um, and a Oh, she had a reality show I used to watch called My Life on the D List, and it was part of that reality
I
show.
used to
So,
watch
as
that.
part of
Yeah.
her reality show, she included the clip in it. Wikipedia has one sentence about it, very generic, that she was banned for using profanity in an Octomom joke. That's all it says.
Octomom. That tells me the time that it was. I remember the Octomom.
Kathy Griffin attempt to win over the black community. People do not want you to know about this.
Why?
I can't even find it on a search.
Why would they bury that? I know burying shit like I say, the shit that I say. But why bury a why what is the
I
advantage
can't
of
even pull up an article about it on a Google search.
what's the advantage? You guys are smart. What is the advantage of because clearly it's I shouldn't say clearly, but it appears to be hidden. What is the advantage of showing not showing Kathy of showing not showing Kathy Griffin
And
get
Al
booed at?
Sharpton was there and Cat Williams. And so they were like, it was in front of like black influencers.
That might be an angle, right?
She let she let out a profane joke about Octomom. Apparently her language is a bit too fiery for the amateur night crowd, but they won't tell you what she said.
We know Octomom had those big
It was
make
about that. It was
believe
about her
lips.
lips, and she's
Yeah.
like, it looks like she has a pussy on her face or something.
It's funny. If from there I can get to the black people part to make it funny in my head.
And it
Sure.
was just dead silence. And then she tried to recover. She had to walk off stage. She tried to recover from it
Damn.
and like keep the show going. And everybody was booing. Nobody was laughing. And they had to like. She had to walk off the stage and end the show. It was so embarrassing.
That's fucking
Oh,
brutal, right?
Kitty might have found it. Let me see.
I wonder if it would play today.
I'm gonna see if
Cause
it's.
even white people got big lips today. I wonder if it would play today. It just says it's
Oh,
common
she.
as fuck.
My dad's got big lips.
Well, I am your dad, but I wasn't gonna say that.
Oh shit.
See, that's just me and Fatty joke type shit.
And the band played her off. So
Daddy.
she's retelling. She's telling the story about the time she told it. And so I
All
don't know if
right.
I can use this content with. I don't trust Kathy Griffin not to copyright me. But
Yeah,
so
and she's
she
just telling it
retells the joke
anyway.
to the audience, so
Yeah,
you can see the
yeah.
retelling, but you can't see the original
Well, if she's
incident.
retelling it, I'm interested.
And that was the joke. She said it looks like she has a pussy on her face, and for some reason, the black people were not having it.
Wait. It didn't say nothing about black people. It just said Octopus look like she got a pussy on her face.
Let's
That was
see,
the joke.
Kathy Griffin's racist pussy face. Here is a article. I finally found one.
All right.
A pussy on her face with teeth.
Worse.
She made a racist and bigoted and stereotypical remark. So what was the racism
That's
about?
your opinion. I
She
don't
was
care
speaking
what.
to a theater filled with blacks in Harlem, began to tell a story about Octomom and plastic surgery to make her lips bigger. And the punchline, I guess, was Kathy saying to a black audience, who wants a plump pussy on their face instead of thin lips? So I guess she didn't say
Oh,
anything about black people specifically. It was
yeah,
the idea that black people have
yeah,
big lips.
yeah.
The fact that she was saying it in front of black people and there was already this stereotype about their lips
No,
was
no,
the
no, 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 no,
offense.
no.
The
The
Apollo
offense.
audience went stone cold quiet and the band played her off. The manager berated her. And the entire episode, let's see, she was forced from the theater and into the street to look for her limo to make her escape.
Mm.
In the end, Kathy Griffin dared to be racist and then ran from her own punchline. But so the racism is the fact that it was about big lips?
What was the offense? I was going to ask you guys. What was the offense?
I guess that was it. It was that she made a joke about big lips in front of black people.
That was not an offense. Anybody else? I get
The
my
offense
opinion.
was that she was a white lady doing it.
I wasn't going to say that.
Or was it about the idea that it looks like a pussy?
I had nothing to
I
do
don't know.
with.
I'm stumped. I'm autistic, Joe. I might not figure this one out. And I'm gay, so
Would that
I
help
may
a
be
lot?
missing some
Yeah,
subtext.
pussy is all that's just over my head.
Hey,
Uh,
where was she
what?
at when this happened?
At the
In the
Apollo
Apollo,
in Harlem,
Where is
which
that?
would have been
in
Harlem
New York
All
City, in
Black,
front of an audience full of black people, including Al Sharpton.
Heart of the
Oh
Black
well,
Comedy Geniuses and all that bullshit.
Do you
yeah.
know the
So
offense?
that's her first mistake. Being in a liberal state.
That was not the offense.
What
Oh,
was
I
the
don't know
Clearly,
then.
offense?
the offense was her saying that who would want big lips when black people we have big
Oh, they
lips.
have big lips. Like who would voluntarily? She was stigmatizing
Yes,
big lips.
as a bad thing.
So it wasn't even about the pussy. It was about.
Mm-mm. Nope, it was
See,
about
I didn't even catch that.
big lips are ugly is what they heard, what black people heard.
Damn.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Is that the kind of stuff that the DEI people are talking about? Like white people don't realize
I haven't looked
how
into it,
racist
but
things can come across. I would have
uh,
never picked up on that.
uh, I haven't looked into the DEI stuff enough. I probably would disagree because I disagree with everything, but in some fashion, I think it would work. I assume it's been agendized and it's fucked, but that is if it's a genuine conversation, just explaining shit like that where you can have an aha moment. There's no sin in that shit. But I assume if it's one going through the government, it's to push someone's agenda.
Here's what this blogger says the sin was. It was not the vulgarity of using the word pussy, but rather the racist insensitivity are basically pointing out to all of her black audience that they all have pussies on their faces instead of lips.
No, don't want. That's crazy. No one thought
That's
that that was
actually
a.
That
kind of
was probably
funny.
written by a white person.
Yeah, that's somebody who didn't want to swallow the truth who wrote that article. You
Laws,
know
I
what I'm
didn't know
saying?
she was canceled. I thought she was a cultural hero when she held up that decapitated Trump head.
I love her.
They even canceled her?
I ain't seen her in forever.
Hey Joe, you voted for Kamala?
I'm going to. Yeah, I think she's probably our best candidate. You disagree?
Yeah.
Well, I disagree with both sides, so it doesn't matter what I agree with.
Kamala's.
Cause
I think she could heal the land because she's a strong black woman, and
She
we
don't seem
need
strong.
that.
She seems so insecure and weak. I play here. Watch this. No, hang on. Let's watch this strength, Joe. I played. She's sitting on stage with two other women. She's trying to be the leader of the country, and she's so nervous around these women. Tell me that
got
this is
him,
strength. Let me find this clip.
got him,
Here,
got him.
Let's
watch
see.
this one. I played it yesterday.
Joe,
Oh
can you
wait,
say
where
that
is
with
the
a
clip?
straight face, sir?
No,
I'm gonna
because I
find
just
it.
watched that speech he gave with a bunch of my Republican buddies. Oh my God, it was hilarious. She dodged every fucking question, and of course, having them there, they're gonna help me see everything. Uh, I don't know. I like seeing the other side. I'd see enough of the Trump shit with him, and seeing the Kamala shit. It was like it was great.
Damn,
So
why
you're
can't I
still
find this
voting
clip? I
for
showed it the other
Kamala?
day.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote for Kamala. Yes,
You
we
think
need
you
a
honestly
woman.
think that?
We got a woman in the White
Yeah,
House. We need a change. A black
right.
woman, right? We need a change. That's enough for me.
A change from what? Like one race to another? That's racist. We need a change of skin color?
Oh, good on you, Joe. Good on you.
All right, here, I found the clip. Watch this
You
strength
know
that
what?
she's
I'm
projecting
gonna.
here.
But before you play this clip, I just want to tell you that it's kind of racist for you to be getting offended at what Joe's voted for. You know what I mean? Like
I'm not
Joe is a
offended.
free
I'm trying
black
to
man
understand what he means
in.
by a change. It seems
He's a
like a
free
very
black man
superficial
in
change.
the United States of America. I'm a free white man. We should all have individual freedoms. We should
Yes.
all be able to vote for who we want.
Why wouldn't they want
Yeah,
black
I
people
agree.
just
I'm
have
going to pay her
equal?
a compliment right now, too. I really like these pearls. I really do. Okay, let's look at
Yeah,
her
she's
You
used
strength.
to
know,
having a
we have to
pearl
stay
necklace.
woke.
Joe
Like
knows about
everybody
that.
needs to be woke.
The
And
fuck
you can
is
talk
that
Look
about if
how
you're the
mean?
nervous she
wokest
is
or
around.
woker, but just stay more woke than
How?
less woke.
That is
Yeah.
nervous laughter. That is the definition of nervous
Is
laughter.
she
That is not
sound?
strength.
Is she saying what I think she's saying? Just be more woke?
Yes,
Or
she said
maybe
we have
she
to
got
be
a
more
different
woke. Like,
definition. I don't know what her
yeah, stay.
definition
We got to
is.
be more woke, or at least try not to be less woke. She says at the end, and she's
What do
in
you
front of these
think?
women, like giggling
Could
real nervously. She projects to me insecurity.
could
You
you
know what?
still
I
man
think
her woke argument? Could you?
Joe, I'm gonna
Yeah.
vote for Kamala now. If you can put
My
down
man.
a good argument, if you
Yeah.
can put down a good argument, I'll vote for her.
All right. Let me see if I can. Besides those two great arguments I gave that she's black and she's a woman. Besides,
She's
I
not
mean,
even
both
black.
those are great
You
arguments to
you
me.
consider her black?
she's clearly black. I saw the
She's no,
video.
she's not clearly black. She's
She's
part. She
blacker
has
than
some
you
blacks,
are.
Jamaican in her, and some Indian. So she's not
He,
clearly black. She's not your kind of black, and she's not culturally black. She's not like black black. I'm more
all right,
black
here.
than she is culturally.
All right. All right. Here's an argument. Those poor immigrants.
Did you just say you're
What
more
poor immigrants? The
black
ones coming over
than
here illegally,
Kamala?
breaking the law. Those poor immigrants.
Those
Oh,
poor immigrants so far from their homelands. They need someone who will usher them in, who will help them.
At the
She's doing
expense of Americans.
she's doing God's work.
What
She's a
about
lovely woman.
Americans?
she's not black. I think she's khaki, or she's
Khaki.
beige or khaki.
Khaki. So you prioritize people that don't even live here over American citizens themselves? That's what
Well,
appeals
Yeah,
to you about her?
definitely, most
it would
definitely.
mean she has experience in multiple areas. It's a
Wasn't she the
benefit. You
border
guys
czar?
are looking at it negatively.
Yeah,
You
we
know
have a
what?
bunch of people
I
breaking the
think
law, coming
honestly,
here
That's
and
right.
breaking the law, doing crime, and getting benefits at the expense of the American citizen,
Exactly.
you know what I
which you
see?
probably
I see
love because you
people
want to
going
tear
to
down the
work.
system anyway.
I'm a disabled.
So
I
yeah,
see
they
people
probably are
going to
doing
work.
God's work.
I'm a disabled American, and I'm not getting any fucking help over here. And they're waiting for them to give them the help. And it's been
Well,
years.
Busker, you just gotta look for the resources online, brother. There's resources online for you. If you talk to enough of your U.S. representatives, I'm sure one of them will get you in contact with somebody that'll, and you might have to wait in line for
Don't believe that
hours and hours.
nonsense, bro. Don't believe that
No,
nonsense.
Moose,
I'm not
The
into that.
system doesn't work
Moose
for you.
is partially trolling, but he's right. There are resources. But you, Busker as a caseworker though, they should already be
Yeah,
hooking him
that's
up
right.
with
I just
this.
saw her today. In fact, she's helping me. But
She is
tells
helping
me
you.
she tells yeah, and she says that it's going slow. All of them have told me this. I've had many
It's
of
right.
them.
It is a very slow system. She's right about that.
It's extremely slow, man.
I
Especially
know.
since Biden and Harris has been in fucking
I
seat.
wonder if there's a way to like expedite your case, but like bump it up in priority. Sometimes you can get them to do that if the need is great enough.
Well, maybe if he transgenders himself,
Right.
you know,
There
Have you
you go.
tried
There you go.
a
Holy
good
shit!
bronzer? Does
I
anybody
never
know a good
thought of that.
bronzer they could recommend?
Yeah.
Why didn't I think about that one?
And then we can work you. We could coach you how to black code switch.
Oh shit! I want a beige coach. I want Kamala.
Hey Jeff, you seem a proper age where you would have went through a time where gay people were saying how hard it was being gay, how fucked up it was, how hard people were on them, and I don't know. And I'm trying to relate that shit to. It seems like you'd understand that it's that same thing's going on with black folk. They're trying
I
to tell
just
you
don't
how
think
much they're
it's
being
going
fucked
on
up.
at the scale you think it is. I did not get hired at the car wash specifically because I was not gay. Because the manager was a friend of my friend, and he told her that he just can't take a chance on me because he was worried it would affect the morale of the rest of the guys at the car wash. So I was specifically denied the job because of my sexuality.
Well, I'm not sure what that means. It's anecdotal, right? I'm not
It's
sure what you're
anecdotal,
trying to
but
say.
I have lived experience of being shut out of a job because of my sexuality. So I was denied an employment opportunity solely
So,
because I was gay.
the answer to my question is yes, you did live through a time where you tried to tell people that they were shitting on gay people and they didn't believe you.
Mm, no, I
Except,
think the time that I lived through, it was obvious we were being shit on because we didn't have the even the Democrats. Hillary Clinton was against gay marriage. Bill Clinton did the don't ask, don't tell, fake out thing. So it was
yeah,
very obvious how gays were treated in society. So I didn't really
when
have to convince people. But I grew up gay in rural Louisiana. It was Trump
yeah,
country.
that's what I was gonna
And
ask you.
I had very little issues around it. I didn't get beat up or harassed.
Yeah.
Like the getting denied the job at the car wash was like the most oppression that stands out that I experienced as
I
a gay
thought even
person.
to this day they still beating up gay motherfuckers and
But not
just for
all
that.
over the place like they might have once been.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. They're
Like
definitely
if
not.
somebody has like two men living next door to them as a neighbor, they're not going to go over to their house and beat them up in
Exactly. I
2024.
mean, it's not
I
like
don't understand who beat gay motherfuckers anyway. Then you see that,
I
you
don't think
find
it.
out.
I don't know a lot of people. I mean, gay bashing did happen. A lot of times it was after the bars closed at 2 in the morning. Everybody was drunk, stuff
that
like that.
was like the
It
80s
wasn't
and
just
90s.
random gay people walking down the
No, no,
street in the
no.
middle
The
of the
drunk
day and
shit,
somebody would hit them with a baseball bat.
the bar drunk shit. You think that's decreasing too? That's a
Yeah,
good gauge.
yeah, I
Yeah.
do. There now, I know in the Seattle gay, they have this little area in Seattle where there's a lot of gay bars, and I know after hours sometimes they have problem with crime, but it's drug related. It's
Right.
gun violence. It's not
Right.
necessarily tied to
That's all good
sexuality.
signs. I hate to say it, but all good signs that it's not just gay bash and shit. That
We
it's
got
normal
gay
shit.
bars in Baltimore. There's one called the Pink Hippo.
The what?
It's
Pink
legendary.
hippo.
Pink
Oh, I think
hippo.
it's the
Wait,
pinky
wait.
hole.
I think I saw that in The Wire. I just watched The Wire again.
Yeah,
I
you
think the pink
might
hippo
even
was in there.
mention. That's right.
Wait, wait, wait.
I
It
wouldn't be
was in there.
surprised.
Omar is gay, and the people who were trying to kill Omar started watching the gay bar. They even started hanging in there, and it was
Yeah,
the pink hippo. That's
yeah,
why I
dude.
saw
Holy shit. I didn't even
Oh, so they
realize
use the
that.
actual bar.
Yeah, man. Fucking There's also fucking what's his name? He did all these weird movies. Lived around here. I saw him at my girlfriend's middle school, but when I was like getting out of middle school, my girlfriend was still in middle school. So I'd hang out there with her, and I was making out with her and hanging out. And fucking, who walks by? But this fucking, what's his goddamn name? He has all these sick films like Pink Flamingos. What's his name?
Oh, John Waters.
John
Right,
Waters.
he's from Baltimore.
Yeah, and he walks right by, and he's wearing this cowboy hat, and I'm sitting there with my girlfriend on my lap, and I'm just like, I was
Who
finger
was John Waters? Who was he?
He
was
did
in
Hairspray and Pink Flamingos, and
yeah,
you'd recognize him if you
a lot
saw
of
him.
weird movies, but like
Yeah, he does a lot of weird, like
some really,
counterculture movies.
in fact, some of them are kind of sick. I'd say Pink Flamingos
Yeah,
is sick.
she ate doo doo
Eating the
in real
shit.
life, like real doo doo, dog shit.
Somebody told me Two Girls One Cup was faked.
That's what
I
I
thought it
heard
was.
too.
I thought it was real all this time.
I thought it was real too until somebody convinced me it wasn't. I thought at first I thought no way, these two hot
Oh,
girls munching on.
I don't
shit.
rule any of that. I know how freaky people get to get. I don't rule any of that stuff out.
But
I believe it every time I hear it. I believe it.
They were like supermodel hot looking, and they're fucking all made up and shit. I don't know. I
And
could
the
see
shit
me.
was all loose, and they was eating it like ice cream.
I know, man. Like they had the
Can we
paper
get back to like black people having pussies on their lips or something?
Right.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it reminded me of the monkey brain scene in Faces of Death that I always run around telling people they ate monkey brain. This shit was faked. I didn't know that.
Oh, like on Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, Temple of Doom.
I think I do remember it's about them eating monkey brain around the movie.
Fucking on YouTube, fucking what's his name? The LA Beast, he's called. He fucking eats monkey brain or no cow brains. Like you were talking
They used
about
to cook that growing up.
Yeah,
a lot of people eat that shit.
Oh, it smells so bad.
Food. Like he ate it right out of the can, dude. He didn't even cook it. He just dude, just thinking about it makes me rich.
Yeah, all of this stuff is making
How
me rich.
country
Maybe we
is
can
this
shift tone or topic.
Do he kill
I don't like the
alligators?
topic police, but
Oh shit.
Hey, wait, but does he kill alligators too? Because it's just saying like the guy who eats brains out of a can. This is also the type of guy that would, in his bare feet, kill a gator or something. Is that?
Yeah.
Am I right? No.
No, he doesn't. The only thing he did in his bare feet was walk across a whole bunch of Legos for hours and hours and hours to beat a record.
That sounds
it's crazy as fuck.
Yeah, this guy is fucking crazy, man. I mean, he does all kinds of really hardcore shit, eating stuff that nobody would ever. Dude, he gnaws on a fucking elk's dick that he got from a Asian store, a restaurant.
Yeah, I'm with Jeff now. Yeah, it's got to be
one of those stores.
How come all his stories got to be gross shit? Damn, this dude.
Yeah, dude. This
then
guy,
he jumped the tunnel or something. Go through the tunnel or jump the bridge on a Schwinn. He got into those stories.
Kitty, thank you. Take care.
This
floats all over. Yes, that's a good way to describe the channel. It floats all over.
Yeah, so
Not Laws is Canadian. You can ignore it. He thinks he's an expert on the United States from Canada.
I dig that. I got a buddy who thinks he's an expert, and I just like his balls to think so. And he does kick ass with a lot of Americans, which I like that for some reason. You know, he knows shit they don't know.
And despite his political ignorance, I still think he's a good guy. Not Laws is one of the good ones.
So you think he gets it wrong? You think?
Yeah, I think
his
whatever world he has going on in his brain about how he thinks
Uh,
reality is completely wrong.
I
But
got
I
some
don't think that
Canadians
makes
that,
him a bad person. I think he manages to still be a decent person.
yeah. I got most Canadians I admire. They got a grasp on Canadian and American society. I'm amazed at actually how well the average Canadian just grasp our shit.
Well,
The
I guess
British,
not laws is. I don't know if he's above or below average, but he's maybe not the average.
uh,
Looks like Blizzy just went live too. Oh, he still has his taco Nazi tag up. I don't know if he. Oh fuck. He
yeah,
was on here yesterday. We named him Taco Nazi, and he's still using it on his stream.
I do that all the time. Walk in the rooms with some name, someone changed me and I forgot or didn't know. Oh man, people's
I did
calling
that
me.
when I went on Verbal Combat, and they changed me. I forgot to change it back for a few days.
People's
Not
calling
laws.
me
This is pure
meow.
projection.
Go ahead. What else I'll say? You got to get it out.
Here, here. There's Blizzy's live. He's doing freestyle therapy, and then Flo is on as well.
Yeah.
Silver Diamond,
Yeah, I
OTW.
might, I might holler at Flo, man. Let me go over there and see how much they've raised before the panel. A little bit.
Tell him I
Go
said
poke
hi.
the bear a little bit.
Uh,
I might go get me a break as well. Get some lunch. Okay. Bus, you got anything you want to end with?
Sorry, I muted. No, I was just good to hang out, say hi. But that was funny, man. All of our names were like Terp. What was Terp Nazi? Who called
Well,
you
we
that?
had a Nazi rally yesterday because we didn't get to go to Madison Square Garden with all the Nazis there. So we had our own little Nazi rally,
Oh shit,
and
man.
everybody was getting Nazi names. So I gave you one.
Yeah,
But
that
here,
I
let me change it now,
fun.
just so you don't go in other panels and have
Yeah,
it
well, yeah,
attached to you.
yeah. I gotta. Yeah, I'll probably forget that that's there. Shit, like the I sometimes change to Baphomet when I do the Baphomet Kamala Harris avatar.
Which one do you have today? Oh, that's
Well,
just you on the accordion.
no, that's my octave mandolin, a long scale octave mandolin, and
Oh, okay.
man,
Oh, yeah, I see.
I used to play the shit out of that thing back in the day, man. I got some video somewhere of it playing it. Yeah,
Wow.
on YouTube. I've got so many videos that I also
You're a
played it.
multi-instrumentalist.
Yeah, that's my whole life has been based around all this. So here's Baphomet. Baphomet.
Oh, Brandon Looney Tunes discovered Blizzy. Now he's over. He's over there. Um, oh, I love Garbage Pail Kids. I used to collect the. I remember them. I used to collect the cards.
Oh
Cool.
man, I was obsessed with that shit. I had like repeats of so many of them.
Yeah, they were fun. They late for some reason as a kid they cracked us up. We would laugh so hard over those
I
cards. They
know,
were
man.
so funny.
And like if I mean, in reality, an older person would be like, "This is fucking gross," but like it. That's why it was funny. I was just like, "Fuck yeah, dude, this is funny as shit," and old people think it's gross.
I'm looking at some of them now. Wow, I don't know why they don't bring these back.
I know, man. They
Look
should
at
do a
some of these. Look,
re-release.
that the atom bomb, a
Yeah, I remember
kid
that
with his
one.
head exploding.
That was one of my
Who do we
favorite
have
ones.
here? Junkie Jeff, look at this. Look
Yeah,
how fun. They got the little cat.
yeah, dude.
This is hilarious. It's all coming out of his head. Wow. And then they had, oh, they were stickers. And then they had, like, I think on the back, they had more information about them.
Junkie
This is some
Jeff.
funny shit. Let's see if
And
we
the Jeff
look at
is
these
capitalized.
Fran. These twins beating each other up,
Oh, I
giving each other
remember.
black
Yeah, I
eye.
remember.
This is
I remember.
hilarious. Look at those big
Yeah, dude.
clonkers they're walking around in.
This is bringing back memories, dude.
We do
Holy
need to bring
crap.
back. This would be perfect for the panelverse. We should have panel pale kids or
Yeah.
something. Oh, here's a. This one looks. It's Nasty Nick. Look, he has
Oh,
the. Look at it. He's making out with a Barbie doll. A vampire making out with a Barbie doll. That's crazy. This
I
is
don't
Gen X, y'all. This is how Gen X
know.
grew up.
There's a
I'll
few
show
of those
one
I
more.
don't even
Let's see.
remember. But
We
like,
got Potty Scotty.
I remember a lot of those, but there's some I
We'll
just
have to
don't
review some Garbage
recall.
Pail Kids one day. A kid coming out of a toilet with a toilet brush. And what is that, some soap? Like, that's going to help. Potty Scotty.
Ah, shit.
Hilarious. Thank you, Not Lost, for bringing back those good memories. I'm proud to be a Garbage Pail Kid.
Man, I collected the fuck out of those things. Every time I go to the fucking 7-Eleven, man, or wherever the fuck, I get a
And was
packet.
it just stickers, or did it come with gum or something? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it had gum and it came with cards. I think they
Because you
were
could get
cards.
little packs of it where you got
Yeah, I don't
multiple
think.
cards in one pack, and you would trade them with your friends. Like, do you have this one? Have you seen this one?
Yeah, like I think they were just cards, and like had like on the back they had some weird explanation for the really fucked up Cabbage Patch doll.
MAGA
I
trading
think
card. Well, it looks like they are now.
if my memory serves me right, I thought it had an explanation for the subject of the card. Oh shit. Yeah, man. But yeah, those were the days.
Those were the days. The Garbage Pail days. The Gen X days.
Fucking Garbage Pail Kids and
Make garbage great again.
yeah.
Garbage Pail. MAGPA.
Garbage Pail fucking. All right, so how you feeling, dude? You gonna hop off or what?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go take a break, get some lunch, check
Yeah.
out Blizzy's for a little while. There's a lot of other panels going on. I think Silver Diamond's streaming, Flow is streaming, Blizzy's on talking about mental health. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go unwind and check out some other panels. I'm sure I'll be out later tonight.
All
Might
right.
go watch stuff in the Discord.
All right. See you later, bro.
Okay, take care, Busker. Good hanging out. All right, pretty good stream today. I'm gonna go over to Blizzy's, the Taco Nazi, and see what he's up to. He does a channel very similar to mine. He like men's mental health and being yourself and all that stuff. So he's one of the few panels that I can go on and stay on for longer than 5 minutes and not get kicked off or have to leave. So I guess that alone is recommendation enough. Okay, we'll do it again at some point, probably later today. And have a good rest of your day, and catch you then. Take care.